Hello? Yes. Thank you for your patience with me. Annie has already been made aware, but I'm on hold for an appointment for keep it on the blanket, would you, love?
Keep what?
Everything.
Oh, on the blanket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So I want to let people in on who knows how much I'm keeping here, but long story short, I need to be on the phone for something for a shoulder scan that needs to be sent to a doctor by tomorrow, and I'm going to be on hold for a little bit, so we'll edit this down, or Annie might do a little Anniewood action, and I'll come on in later. But let me focus you up first.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
I don't know if you're into those magic minds, but I love them.
Oh, I love a magic mind. I actually gave some to the firefighters. I went out. I had it somehow.
I messaged them to send them to some too. Really? That's funny. That's look how good of a person. I message people to give them drinks.
I said I got some things for free. You want some?
Those are so good.
They are really good. I always end up drinking them before the show.
Yeah, same.
For the first time, there's the 24-hour pack. Focus and sleep shots. Focus and sleep shots. Bundle up for the first time at a 45% savings.
Exclusively at magicmind.com/TYSOJAN. Now I know what you're thinking. It's February. It was supposed to expire in February. They've agreed to push it back. 45% goes through February 22nd. There's no better time to start now. Make 2025 the year you build your mental resilience. Resilience.
That too.
Improve both your sleep and your awake clarity.
Build that mental resilience.
With Magic Mind.
Okay, we're here to talk about the Ricky's Loose tour. He's all around
Ricky's Loose. That sounds like I'm fucking everybody.
Yeah, well, Ricky's on the Loose tour. Same thing. It's a great tour. Ricky is on the loose. You can see him quickly in Denver.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your help, man. I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Ricky's on the loose, and if you want to come check me out in West Jordan, Utah, Denver, Colorado, or Boston, Massachusetts this month. Philadelphia, we're already sold out next month, but we'll also be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, those are the same, right? Milwaukee, and then Wisconsin. Listen, here, stay right there framing-wise, and take a look at this. Here are the dates. Come on, check out our show. You want to get tickets? Go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman before they sell out, because they are selling out. I'll also be selling these as merch. They're $300 a piece. Also, by the way, I am going to be doing some more live Take Your Shoes Off. We have dates in March, April, May, June, and August coming up. If you want to find out when I am going to be in your city or doing the Take Your Shoes Off live in Los Angeles, sign up for my mailing list at punchup.live/Rick Glassman. The last show sold out very quickly, so if you want to come see a live TYSO or any of my tour dates or find out when I'm adding more in your city, go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman and sign up for my mailing list.
Hey, Rick, can you say that one more time where you're going to be at? I don't think they caught that.
punchup.live/Rick Glassman. Okay. Thank you so much for being willing to help. So I have a quick question for you, but in the middle of a podcast, is there anything you'd like me to anything you want to plug? Yeah, no, I was just kind of joking. But so I have an appointment tomorrow, and I had an MRI done on my shoulder, and I need to get them the scan, not just the report.
I've got the number one doctor.
Everyone says they got the number one guy. I mean, I was literally getting an MRI next to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's good.
How are you with farting? Do you care about farting?
You can fart. What were you going to do if I said no?
Go to the bathroom. All right, thank you so much for your help, dude. Have a good one.
What are you going to have to do? You're going to have to go pick it up?
Yeah.
Handle business.
All right. Thank you.
You don't have an assistant that does stuff like that for you?
No.
Me neither.
You,
What's the little black family figurines? Or I guess they could be...
I got that as a gift for Gerard Carmichael, and I ended up keeping it because I didn't see him for a while. I thought he might like it.
And then you realized he...
He what? I just didn't see him, so I just kind of took
Well,
it.
then he came out, and then it was like he might not have kids, so you didn't want to give it to him and trigger him?
Oh, no.
Because you thought he might have a traditional family.
I bought that for him years before he came out.
That's what I'm saying.
But can I tell you something? I knew.
You know, I love that show. I learned a lot.
It's very good.
I learned a lot about that show.
This is the most frantic I've started in a little bit. Thank you for your patience.
It's been a long time in the making anyway. I think I had COVID the first time that we were supposed to do it. Then you got sick last time.
And then you had a panic attack.
I know. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I slept 1 hour. I was like, this is not going to be a good show.
Yeah. And it's like, let's
Thanks
not
for getting it.
let's not do it then. Let me hear you.
Hello.
You freezing? Because I am.
I'm pretty cold.
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised. Is this how you live? You like to have it chilly?
So I'm glad you asked. So the fires in Los Angeles have been going on. You're not the only thing hot in this town.
Can you imagine? I didn't know. I just found out
Yes.
now. My phone's been dead.
No, I just could imagine. I don't know you that well.
I know, we really don't.
But I could imagine that if it didn't affect you.
You could imagine it not affect. Oh, that I would
saying
not. That I'd be gone.
That you would know about it.
Yeah, no one I know. People I know immediately were affected, so I had to.
Are you
I had to
okay
pay
with
attention.
it? Yeah, it was scary.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, buddy.
How old is he?
He is 6 months. He's a year and a half.
But you're keeping him young for Hollywood standards. Now, we don't really know each other. I feel like our friendship has just started.
But I bring up the fires.
Yes, the fires.
Because
yes.
the air quality is scary, and some people are like, "Who gives a shit, you fucking loser? Just go." And then some people are wearing,
hazmat suits,
P100 masks,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I am in the obsessive camp where I get scared of shit, and I have air purifiers all over the place, and it's
and they
blowing
make
out
them
some-
freezing, right?
It's cold
My
air,
house too.
and also I didn't know about air filtration the way I do now, and the ones in the house there's like MERV 8, MERV 13s, like different levels of protection, and I didn't have one that I deemed nice enough, and it came an hour ago. So I just changed it. So I haven't had the heat on for a week, and I've
Okay.
just been it's been freezing.
My apartment's exactly like this too.
Yeah, but
It's
no
just-
heat.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, they just make it cold.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but that's what I learned too. That air purifiers are fucking freezing. But I guess I'd rather be cold than hot though.
You could always
I'm a
put on
sweaty
layers.
girl. I'm probably already sweating.
Well, if you need some blankets or something, you could go home and get
have
them and
that,
come back.
I have my special blankets. My blankie.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's get this over with.
Where's the puppet?
So what got you into comedy? Oh, go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Do you ever get those?
Oh yeah, when you're like on radio and then they want to segue you into one of your bits that you're going to do at the show that night. You're like, I don't want to.
Tell me about that. I don't do radio that much. I
Radio's
sell the tickets
fun.
without
You would love
them.
it. You would love radio.
I sell out without
Oh, do you sell
radio.
out?
Yeah. I've been. Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
it's
maybe
very
then.
new for me.
Great.
I've been selling out.
Awesome.
And if you want to get tickets, just go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman. I'll be at these locations
Are
coming
you
up.
at Punch Up? You work with Punch Up?
Oh, yeah. I
And
like
it's
them.
helped?
I like them. I like the people that run it. It's convenient. I also believe in what they're doing. I don't want to make this a Punch Up commercial, but I could. I really like them. Are you
Yeah.
on them?
No, I had a meeting and I think we pushed the meeting and then we never rescheduled it. So
It's very Annie of
Punch
you.
Up, we're coming. I think they rescheduled though, but the follow-up's hard for me. ADD, it's hard to follow up.
I'm going to do it right now.
Do it.
That's kind of who I am now.
Is what? You follow up with people right away?
It's not about following up with people. It's doing something. Just do it. I'm podcasting with Annie Lederman, period. I'm trying to get this over with quickly, period. Haha, period. Just joking, period. Just joking about trying to get over with quickly, period. Does this translate over text, period? We want to get her on Punch Up, period. Can I get you guys on a text together, period? And I'll tell you something. It's really been working out for me.
What do you think's selling the tickets? The podcast? Or are you doing clips? What's going on?
I don't know. Podcast.
Podcast.
Also, this is my first proper tour. Like I've done shows, but I've never like booked 30 shows, and you know what I mean. Like I know what they are. And this first run, I'm doing some weekends and a lot of one-offs. So I'm selling out, but because I'm doing one show,
Right.
you
But
know what
that's
I mean?
cool. I think that's a good way to build it too. Because I feel like is this so boring for people to hear about comedy?
I
It's
don't know,
so
but
boring.
this is all new. Like I've heard this ancillarily.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a word. I'm never going to know if
It's
it's a
not.
word. I
But
won't be
you know
the
what
one
it
that
means,
knows.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that I'm part of it, it's like, oh, you and I are kind of like, we're in or on the same, like, we're probably doing similar clubs and doing
Yeah,
a similar
yeah.
thing. So like, I kind of want to have this conversation.
Yeah. Well, I think, okay, so in the beginning when you first start touring, right, they send you to these clubs, and it used to be you would do Friday, Saturday, you do one show Thursday,
two Friday,
two
two
Friday,
Saturday.
two Saturday, and then maybe one Sunday, and you're there. It's your whole week.
Yeah.
And they'd give you like, I don't know how much money, but not enough to like live a life.
And I never wanted to do it.
And you wouldn't sell it out, and
Right.
it was like to sell it out would be crazy. You would have to be Chris Rock or something at that point. And then so you're
Well,
kind of
there's
suffering.
people-
Yeah, maybe there's some in betweens, but this was like I don't
Nikki
know.
Glazer's, you know.
Nikki Glazer could do it, yeah, back then. But and now she can't. She's really struggling to sell tickets. That Nikki, I feel so bad for her.
You know that she's doing really well, right?
No, she's killing it.
Ever
It's
since
exciting.
that reality show with the hot people.
You think that was the turn?
No.
Okay.
That was a joke. And if you
Okay.
like that kind of joke, head to punchup.live/Rick Glassman to get tickets and find out when I'll be in your city.
Do they put your clip? Are you a clip? I don't think I've ever seen a clip of you online.
I don't post much stand-up because I'm very precious with it.
Right.
However, like, you know, Mike Falzone, he does In the Round. Love that show. Jeremiah's Stand Up on the
it's so
Spot.
fun.
Love that show. I like it for multiple reasons, but I bring it up because I'm not doing material and they're taping it and it looks good. And
Yep.
then they give it to me and I edit it. We edit it.
And then you make it,
We
yeah.
add our little flair. Let me show you what I mean. Can I get a suggestion?
Bigger roll of six.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Mr. No Teeth. LSD. Reruns of Entourage.
There's so many suggestions. That's it. My name is Rick Glassman. And so I post those, but what I've realized is everybody online who like a lot of these big comedy fans hate me. And they think that's what my stand-up is.
They don't know.
They don't. So like, I don't know if it's servicing, selling tickets, but like, I like fucking around on those things.
Yeah. No, I've posted some really weird clips, and then people write, "This is what comedy's become." I'm like, do you think that that's what an hour show is? Is
Yeah,
me?
this is just the only shit that I'm
This
giving
is.
you the
I don't
D
want to.
shit.
Yeah, I don't want to show you my jokes. I want you to pay and come see them. But I have been thinking I might just put it all out.
That's what people are doing.
I just thought I've been really precious, and maybe anything in my life that I'm feeling where I'm resisting or holding feels like I'm in lack, and I'm like scared I won't have more or something. But I also would be so, if I was and I'm never going to be a regular audience member because I do this, but if I was an audience member and I'm like, I go to a show and I'm like, I saw half this shit online, I personally would not like that.
Me neither. And that's why I think it's worth checking in yourself of why are you holding it. I am confident with my decision. I understand how it could benefit us to put that out there because, first of all, those people would bring people that never saw the clips.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm working so hard on this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm working hard on it to make it special. I mean, that's the name of the game, is to make
Right.
it special, you know? I never wanted to put clips online, but I'm doing these random shows and like, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I want to. I also like don't want to go to markets that I've been to already until I have new material.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that's like I've been like Philadelphia is already sold out. I think with like almost 2 months away.
Which club are you doing?
Helium.
Helium, cool.
And that's really exciting. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, we want to add another show. And I don't want to, because I feel like if I do 2 shows, then I've done too much there. I can't go back. But if I only do 1, then I'll go back and do a weekend.
But you're like always moving and doing stuff. You don't think you'll have a new set by then or enough of a new set?
Yeah, I think it'll be different. But I have been making a conscious effort to not do new stuff every
Yeah.
time. And I've been building this set for a little over like a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
And can you turn these off for a second? I think it's really good.
Don't let the world know you think that.
I think, well,
that
like,
has to be the biggest secret.
I always thought I will be good at this. I'm not yet. I will be. I know I'm funny. I'll be a good comic someday. And I think I am now. And I'm like psyched about it.
How did you feel when you did Anniewood and Friends? It sounded good. I was in the green room.
Great.
Yeah.
But that's 15 minutes,
Yeah.
18 minutes.
But 15 specials, just 4 of those. Are you crafting it so it's like completely all connected?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Me
Like to
too.
do
Oof.
3 20-minute sets is different than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very. If I had to do a half hour, I could do it right now, and I think it'd be great.
Do it.
I want to do an hour.
No.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Where's the puppet?
How's your hour? How do you feel? How's your touring?
I have been feeling like I want to do a special for about 2 years, and I keep pushing it off because I'm like, I think because I waited so long in my career, you probably feel the same way, where I'm like, I want it to be so good. So then I'm getting into perfectionism with it. And then I want to write it. I'm so ADD. It's like so all over the place. There's no through line. So then I'm like in my head, aren't specials supposed to have a through line? I'm trying to do that, but it's not. I've never had a through line in anything in my fucking life. So now I'm
How's
trying
that been
to.
servicing you?
It's chaotic.
Is that why you're getting panic attacks?
I really don't get them. What the weird thing that you brought that up, I got a panic attack. I had my Anniewood and friends at the store. I had, it was like sold out. It was fun. I had Bill Burr on it. It was like a good time. But I was so running around trying to keep the show going that when I went up and did my set, I got in my head thinking that everyone that had been there was there at the last one, and I didn't want to do any of the same jokes. So I was trying out all of these things, and it went fine, and everyone said they liked my set, but I felt really weird about it. And I got in my head, and then I could not sleep. Which doesn't happen to me really ever. I'm always kind of like,
you were worried
okay.
about what the audience thought?
Yeah. Or something. I don't know. And then I was worried the green room was like packed. One of the comics' families was in town, and so they didn't have seats for them. So they were like in the green room, and I felt like I was bothering Bill, like by having all these people there.
Aren't you friends with him?
I am friends with him, and he was bothered. He was bothered.
Of course he's bothered.
He's bothered.
That's the name of his
He's
special.
Bill, he's bothered. But I don't know. I like to, I want to have like it being nice. I like to cultivate the hang in the green room.
Yeah, that's what's tough about running a show.
It's not like what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's fun a little bit.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm not supposed to be a producer. I'm supposed to be doing stand-up.
I guess.
But I've always produced shows. Did you ever produce them?
I mean, this podcast.
Yeah, this is a good podcast, by the way. I like all of your edits and stuff. It's very creative.
Thank you. Shout out to JonMichael and Tom.
JonMichael and Tom. I didn't know about Tom. Which one does Tom? What does Tom
Tom
do?
is the animations.
Cool.
Yeah, English Tom.
He's British?
Yeah.
He lives there?
Oh, yeah. And he is a bit of a quirky fellow, to say the
Aren't
least.
they all?
I think I've noticed, I had suspicion, but I've noticed as like people have been like coming to my shows now, and like I see, oh, this is my audience, not exclusively mine, but like the people that like me, I now see hundreds of them in a room together. And I think that more people that watch my podcast than watch a typical, especially guy comedy podcast is out there. They're more on the neurotic side. They're more.
Your fans are.
My fans.
So they're
like
showing
me,
up early.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't think necessarily that kind of neurotic. More so like when I meet them, I'm like, oh right, I played Magic with you in high school. You know,
They're your
like,
type.
yeah. They're like,
is that nice or is that yeah?
You know what else I've noticed? That maybe this is common. I don't know. I feel like it's more based on like the type of people that I think attract, and I kind of am, is a significant amount of people come to my shows alone. Like there's a lot
That's
of
cool.
single, like one person.
That's awesome.
Isn't it?
I feel so honored when people come alone. I'm like, you did this whole fucking thing by yourself.
Don't you usually come alone? We'll be right back.
No, I have my whole family there.
I believe that.
We're close. You're
Yeah.
close with your family.
Yeah, I don't have them watch me
Orgasm.
go on set. What are you talking about? They don't come to every
Sorry,
show.
My mind's always so dirty. Female comics.
Yeah, but why are we talking about this? What?
We were talking about your
neurotic
fans.
stuff. Yeah, they're I go to movies alone. I like going to restaurants alone.
Yeah.
I also like going with friends. But I'm saying there's something fun about leaving the house.
Yeah, that's why going on the road's awesome. Like, I have a fiance and stuff, and I love him, but it's like going on the road's awesome.
He doesn't come with you?
Sometimes.
Who comes first?
I mean, he's a boy. You got to let the man come first. It's Trump's America, baby.
Really? And then
Yeah,
he
there's
just
no
takes
more
care of you
female
after?
Yeah. He's really tired, though. He kind of like is falling asleep, and he just paddles away.
Right. I'm so sorry. Why not paddle first?
I don't know. It's just, I think for me, I just want to give to him first.
I don't. I'm shocked. So
Because you
basically,
think I'm more selfish?
yeah,
Yeah.
but not sexually.
Seriously? Probably a little sexually selfish, but I'm just older. You just get older. You got to give me what I need.
Well,
I'm not in my 20s. When you're in your 20s, you're like, oh,
I would have thought you were in your 20s. How old are you?
41 years old.
That's what I would have guessed.
Edit it the fuck out.
Yeah, 6
Edit
months.
it the fuck out. How old are you? 30.
28.
You're 37. Is that correct?
I'm 28.
No, you're my age. You're 40, right? I'm not going to allow you to do this. I'm not going to allow you to do it.
Okay. Say whatever you want.
28.
Man. Yeah.
So you're saying I don't look 28?
No.
Wow.
I think you look really good for somebody who,
Is aging.
Has your genetics. For somebody that was given what you were given.
You know what my dad used to do? My dad would go on Facebook and he would, just to troll me, when I started getting like fans, he would write happy birthday and he would add 1 year to my age just to fuck with me a little bit.
I guess that's different for women, huh?
It's funny though, right?
Yeah, it's very funny.
So mean.
I guess when I'm in my 30s, that might bother me, but like right now.
You're going to love your 30s.
Why? What's so good
you're
about
gonna
30s?
love them.
I heard that's when your back starts to hurt.
30s?
Yeah.
What, from banging so much?
I normally don't do this.
Fucking ife.
I feel like Paul Hollywood in Great British Bake Off that, when something's so good, he gives him a handshake.
I don't watch.
Huh.
Tom, I'm sorry. I don't watch your people's
That's how he
show.
got into Corky. Tom's the fucking man. Okay? Sorry, Tom. He's a little bit of an oddball. I'm not sorry. You're not sorry.
You're a weirdo.
I'm a weirdo. He's an oddball. Weirdos.
Okay, what's the difference between a weirdo and an oddball?
I feel like I could answer that in a way that sounds good, but I'd be just doing that to make a point that I don't believe.
Okay.
I mean them kind of synonymously. He doesn't leave his house much.
Okay, animator. Animators don't.
Yep. And we've been working together for years, and I met him for the first time, not this past December, but the one before, 2023. We had a little TYSO retreat.
Really?
JonMichael, Tom, Matt, who also does the sound mixing, and I flew Tom in from England, and we hung out for a bit, and
Did you fly in first class?
no.
Oof, it's a long flight. Middle seat? Middle section?
I don't think so.
He didn't complain. He knows
middle?
better. He knows better.
Who picks middle?
Some people
He's
just
like,
gotta
that's
do
fine,
it.
but give me the middle.
A really lonely person, maybe.
Oh yeah, I just want to have friends on both sides.
There has to be someone that likes the middle seat. There has to be. There just has to be.
That would prefer it over a...
Yeah, there just has to be someone. There just can't not be that person. Everything
If
exists.
you prefer a middle seat, I'm not asking if you're okay with the middle. I know that
If
people
you
are
want
okay
it,
with it.
if you look for it.
If you're the option of anything and you pick the middle, comment and tell us a little bit why. I can't imagine.
I feel like, you know how men like to man spread? Like, there's got to be like a guy that's like, I would love to just kind of like impose on two people. Was there blood? Did you look at my crotch?
Oh, no.
Can you imagine?
Do you get
bleeding enough? Can you imagine I was bleeding on the couch?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I don't.
Wait, no, honestly, because I do have a history of accidentally bleeding on people's couches. What would you do if I did it?
I would.
You would be horrified. I
Well,
know.
I would hope it wouldn't go through the blanket.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, what would be the? Let's say.
I wouldn't care if it doesn't stain my stuff.
But what if it did stain your stuff?
I would ask you to get up and I would take care of it really quick. I would get cold water, dishwashing detergent, and some white vinegar, and I would blot, not rub.
My period blood?
Yeah. I'm not trusting you. People think they blot, but they really go like this.
Yeah.
I know how to
A
clean a rug.
blot's hard. A blot's hard. But would that affect our relationship, do you think? Like, what if it was not replaced? Would you make me get you a new one?
What would affect our relationship is the way you
handle it?
Yeah. If you were, who gives a shit? I fucking bleed. That's my thing.
There's no
I'd be
way.
like, come on, have a little empathy. I have OCD and you're
I
bleeding
like
on my
bully
shit.
you. I'm like, fuck you. This is a man's world. No woman can bleed.
I
I came in like free bleeding on purpose.
Here,
just to fuck with you.
I didn't even look. Are you even in frame? All right, here, open your legs for a second. Move your hand.
Oh, I've been here before.
Yeah,
I've been here
that's
before.
gross.
I've been here before. I'm not really bleeding.
Take
am
your
I?
coat. Take your jacket, and just wipe your crotch a little bit.
Okay.
And
One
by the
time-
way,
yes.
if you want to know if that blood was real or not, you're gonna have to ask Tom because we just handled that in his
You should have
basement.
it squirted.
while he
Make it squirted.
no, YouTube will flag that.
I hate that YouTube won't let us have a little period play.
Anyway, before I forget, one of the things I want to pitch, Tom, I'm reminding you, I don't remember how this came up, but I think he wants to take martial arts classes.
Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really want him to, and I want to go
I want to do a documentary about it called Tom Takes Martial Arts.
Would it be animated?
No.
Okay.
But like a guy that's kind of like shy, doesn't talk much, and then he's put into this group of people who are just, you know, the type of guys that if they wanted to sit in the middle, it would be so they could touch other people.
Now, is Tom someone that maybe wanted to do, how old is he?
He's mid-20s, close, we're similar age.
So is this like Tom's like I always wanted to do it, but my parents never sent me to karate? Or is it like he's just had a new...
I don't know. I think he wants to do it because he likes, maybe he doesn't want to do it, and I told him he should, but I know he likes Kung Fu.
Are you a karate person? Or martial arts?
I have a second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that I did through college and about 7 years after, and I stopped.
Really?
That's why I have all these I think why I have a lot of these injuries.
Well, I did jiu-jitsu for like a year, and I realized that the goal is to be completely hurt, I had to stop.
Yeah, well.
I went, there's no...
Right.
You just get hurt?
Yeah, things hurt.
There's just no... One girl really fucked me up, and I was so mad at her, and then I was like, oh, wait.
It's also genetics. Some people could handle it.
Wow.
Well, I'm not one of them. I have very Jewish joints.
I'm like Jewish enough that I got all the Jewish things.
Are you Jewish? Because you
I'm
have like all the bad things of the Jews.
I got all the bad things. And if I hang out, honestly, I think the reason I had an anxiety attack is because it was Robbie Hoffman's family in the green room. And I think they bring my Jew out, like my mind starts spinning in my Jewy way that it does sometimes.
Where is the Jew in you?
I'm like 22% Ashkenazi, but that's it. But it's on my dad's side. So I don't get to,
right.
I don't get the good stuff.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I would have been able to go to birthright, I think. But then my friend talked me out of it. All my friends, I grew up in a Jewish area.
Out of it too.
I was brought up in Cheltenham, which is like a Jewish.
Where?
Cheltenham's a Jewish neighborhood in Philadelphia.
And what got you into comedy?
Well, jiu-jitsu wasn't working out. No, I just bled on so many people's couches. I was like, I have to do something funny. No, I don't know.
That's the thing though, you really bleed on people's things?
No, I did once and it was really bad. It was really bad. I got set up. I was doing this thing with Fox. Do you remember when they had, like 1 year, they did these things? They were these 15-minute...
The Fox showcases?
Remember those shows?
They did them for a few years.
No, but remember when they were doing the short coms? That Ali Wong had one and Neil Brennan. It was like a sitcom and it was a very weird thing that they were doing. But I was supposed to do one of those, and they had me meet up with this writer, and I went to her house, and when I stood up from her like brand new like white thing, there was just like a thing of blood, and it was so fucking embarrassing.
Do you not wear a tampon?
No, it just leaked through. It's just sometimes the flow is heavy. It depends on the day. But anyway, it was really bad.
Wow.
Very embarrassing. And I remember looking at her and being like, we're bound for life now. Like
Are you guys still friends?
No. We ended up not working together. And once I sent her a text, randomly like years later, and I was like, hey, I just was like, wanted you to know every time I stand up from a couch, I think of you fondly. And I'm so sorry that happened. And I hope you're doing well. No need to respond. No response.
You know who that person ended up being?
Who?
Steve Jobs.
Oh my God. He was amazing. It was his last years too. Isn't it crazy how good Steve Jobs was? Like when he died, nothing's been that cool since he died.
I mean,
you can disagree, but let's be real. What new advancements has Apple had that have been so incredible since Steve Jobs died?
Well, I mean, it's not exclusive to Apple, but AI is pretty intense right now, and Apple is a big person in there.
Yeah, but they're not the
you
ones
don't know
unfolding
what they're doing.
I don't know what they're doing.
And
they're listening. I know they're listening.
Yeah.
Doesn't that suck to be schizophrenic right now? Where everything really is talking to you and listening to you?
I think it would always be an obstacle.
I think it's got to be so hard to know what's like real and not now.
But I feel like it'd be easier to fit in now.
Because everyone is?
Well, I mean, just having Bluetooth headsets even.
Oh my God, everyone's
you just put one of those in and yeah.
Everyone's talking to themselves. I saw a thing online where a guy has a dog trained, a schizophrenic man has a dog trained to, when he sees someone, if the dog barks, the person's real. And if the dog just sits there, there's no person there and he realizes he's hallucinating.
Which just means the dog just barks at people. I don't think that's a trained dog. That's crazy. Well, I've trained my dog that like, if he ever has to take a shit, whether we're inside or outside, it's just anytime he has to go, he just knows just to go. Oh, so your dog's not potty trained. Man, dogs with jobs are incredible.
Dogs with jobs?
Yeah, I met a service dog who worked a deaf woman who when you
She was the woman's ears.
well, so for a specific thing, maybe other things, but the one I bring up is like if I'm talking to you and I say your name, Annie, the dog doesn't do anything. But if you and I are not talking and it's your dog and I say Annie and we're not in a conversation, the dog will go between her legs and tap her that somebody's calling her. So he knows not only her name, but when she is not in a conversation.
Goes between her legs, just eats her out real quick. No, I'm not trying to go there. You said between the legs and you went like this.
Yeah, with the nose, like nudging
Okay.
like here.
The bottom of the legs, the ankles.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. That's a service.
Yeah, that's a service animal.
That's a service.
Yeah. You know,
It's
that's
gonna become
so
legal
crude, though.
soon.
Do you always have a mouth
I
like
don't.
this?
It's just like what happens. I don't know. It's just what happens. If I hear between legs, my brain just goes to like a dog between legs going like this.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Audience, comment below.
Your
Did
mouth
you
is.
think?
Do you suck your dad's dick with that mouth?
No, but I do get my dog to eat my mom's pussy with it.
Well, I guess at this point I have the blood going everywhere because this place is getting flagged, my friend.
This episode is sponsored by Magic Mind.
BetterHelp is the best.
No. We're doing Magic Mind commercial. Okay, you know what? Dad?
Yeah.
Go out.
Leave. Dad, you can't move. Uncle Bob, leave.
Wait,
Uncle Bob, leave.
wait.
Oh, no, it's too late. Uncle Bob, just leave. Uncle Bob, leave. Uncle Bob, will you stand up and leave? Just go behind the table. Behind the table. We just go behind the table. Thank you, Dad. Snap. All right.
That was Uncle Bob.
Yeah. And now he's got a Magic Mind. So Magic Mind is a drink that I've been taking for a little bit that they've also just announced, which admittedly I haven't tried yet. They have a
Nighttime.
Yeah, nighttime version. GABA, valerian root, chamomile, 5-HTP, which I think is it must be something to put you to sleep. I thought that was a coating.
You enjoy a deep, restorative sleep.
L-theanine, lemon balm, ashwagandha, magnesium glycinate, passion flower, lavender. So here's the thing.
And you wake up less groggy, too.
So that's the nighttime one. For the first time, the 24-hour pack, which includes the morning and the nighttime version, Focus and Sleep Shots bundled up for the first time at 45% off exclusively at magicmind.com/TYSOJAN. They extended the 45% discount. It's /TYSO JAN. There's no better time to start now. Make 2025 the year you build your mental
Restoration.
resilience. Improve both
I
your
knew it was
sleep.
an R.
Improve both your sleep and your wake clarity with Magic Mind.
Magic Mind. Do it.
Oh! This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You were so eager to talk about BetterHelp earlier.
BetterHealth is the best of breed. It's the best.
It's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P.
That's what I said. BetterHelp. Excuse my enunciation.
Maybe just hold this too. Because you got a little high up. It's a high collar you got going on there. That's not quite a turtleneck, but I'd call it a tortoise neck.
It's a ragged mock turtle. That's what it's called, a mock turtleneck. And BetterHelp, after spending 15 years, as Rick knows, in the telehealth business, is the best mental support website portal that I've seen and would love to use. And I will leave it at that for now because I'm
what do you like about it?
tongue-tied.
What do you like about it?
What I like about it is that it's succinct and that it works. It's been proven to work. All the other ones are imitators.
How would you say it's BetterHelp is more succinct than their imitators?
Because it asks you questions that pertain exactly to you and do not take a long time to answer. And you're working with somebody who really feels that they know you. And from that, you get the ability to respond to them. And BetterHelp works off of your responses. That's all they can do is if you don't give them the proper information, then they'll never be able to help you. BetterHelp does do so.
Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TYSO to get 10% off your first month. That's BETTER.com. BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com. Also, by the way, you get matched with a clinical licensed therapist, and if you don't like your therapist, you could change it at no cost to you. You could do it from the comfort of your own home. If you want to go into therapy, but you don't know where to begin, BetterHelp is a great option because all you have to do is go to BetterHelp.com/TYSO. Get yourself started.
Rick, I can't believe you said it better than I did, because you're right. You use it, you try it. If it works, great, and it's the best option to do so. And if not, it will work. So there's no if not.
Okay. Oh!
So we got into comedy. We got into punch
Wait,
up.
no, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you cheat and say your dog's a service dog to get your dog on planes and get away with
My dog is a service dog.
because of your autism?
No. Just trained to be a service
Because of your
animal.
shoulder? I'd love to see the little vest. Your dog has a very cute, proportionate.
He knows just to say, he could just, he'll just,
He's so cute.
it's crazy. I want to show you a picture.
I have a very floppy, loving dog as well. It's very
What
nice.
is your dog?
He's like a multi-poo mix. He's got a bunch of things going on.
I want to show you a picture of what my doggy is
Look
like.
at that. The
on-
head back. Oh.
This is what he's like on the plane.
And you have the service, and you took him to a thing and got, oh, God, that's cute.
Come on.
That is very cute.
Yep. And you just,
Now, okay,
he's
so you
perfect.
got him trained by a service dog trainer. And then what, do they ever ask you, like, what does the dog do? Aren't they allowed to ask you, like, 2 questions?
They
What's the
don't.
service for? And
they don't. Also, everyone loves him.
I know. It's just, I want to do it for my dog. And once they asked me what it was for when I was trying to get into a lounge.
Wait, you're saying you have a service animal so you get into lounges?
We'll get into the lounge. I had him with me,
Oh,
and then
got
I
it.
wanted to get into the lounge, and they're like, "Is it a service dog, the American Express lounge?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "What for?" I said, "I'm epileptic." I just said it so fast. I didn't mean to.
Did you say it like this?
I
Like you
started
don't know what it
shaking.
is?
But then I was thinking, if they had asked, what is the, because I think they're allowed to ask, like, what is the task that they perform to help you?
You could say, I don't want to, I don't want to
I
tell
would
you.
get on the ground. I would shake around, and then whatever the dog does, I'd be like, because he would lick my head. If I'm shaking, he would come lick my head. Like, I have it all planned.
And then
You
while
just
you're-
caused so much of a scene. They're like, just let her
While
take the
you're
fucking
down
dog.
there, you go, does this answer your question? Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. It's
Oh
crazy.
my goodness, I love him so much.
Isn't it just such a better life with a fucking dog? I can't believe it.
It's made my OCD so much better.
Just a little angel among us. How does he help your OCD?
So I mean, I don't have to explain what all the things are so how they can help. I'm trying to say like globally. I'm more okay with things in in my place that like, I mean, the blanket I still have down, but like if the blanket were to fall down a little and your back is touching the couch, I would used to freak out. I don't anymore.
Because the dog is now kind of touching everything and it's kind of made it easier?
Yeah, the
or-
dog is touching everything and I'm okay. I still wipe his feet every time we come in.
Which I think I should be doing with my dog, but I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you wipe the feet and you could see the stuff that's coming off
My
on it.
dog, sometimes my dog's feet, like my dog during the fires, not to be rude, did look like a Palisades puppy. Like I was like, did you go to the, he was so dirty. I'm like, why are you dirtier than the dogs I saw rescued?
Well, I
He
think
just
that's
looked
just a you
so
thing.
dirty. I couldn't believe, but we went to Vegas. We were very traumatized. So we went to Vegas, but our power went out. So we went to Vegas to escape.
What a luxury, you know?
And we had a terrible time though.
Really?
No.
You had a good time.
Well, we were sad. The beginning of the day, you're depressed because you're like,
yeah,
there's
but
a
then
fucking
you go see
fire.
Carrot Top and you get a whole bunch of great meals.
Well, then you go down. It's like ding, 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 ding. You're like, okay.
I love going to Vegas.
It's really fun.
Uh-huh.
And do you think do you have ADD too, or just OCD and autism?
I was diagnosed with ADD as a kid, but I was diagnosed with so many different things. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
I just think it's so fun to just hear the ding, 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 all the lights. I'll give them all my money.
The lights and the dings, I do
Ooh.
love.
I got my phone stolen and it was fine. I was like, I don't give take my phone.
Oh,
We were gambling, so we were having so much fun. We were like screaming.
what do you like to play?
We
Alvin,
like
come here, my friend.
slots, and for the fires, we made sure we played like fire.
Do you feel like you're
slots.
projecting because, like,
With what?
you feel like they're like you?
Who?
The slot? Aren't you a slot? Alvin. Oh, go to Annie.
Hi, baby.
I love Blackjack.
It's fun. It goes too fast though. I want a slower hang.
Okay.
It's such a fast game, you know? Like poker's too long.
Yeah. Poker's like baseball.
Yes.
I think blackjack is like basketball
Which I do like.
because it's like
There's
it
more
goes up
black.
and down, but you could chill out for a second. especially if there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
What I like to do is when I'm with a group, I like for us all, I know how to play perfectly.
You know all the rules. You know all the.
Yeah, I know what all.
Yeah, don't hit on this.
And I'm not saying I count cards because I don't.
That'd be a fun scandal for you if you got caught counting cards. That's like a cool thing to get caught doing.
Like if you get in trouble for like getting jerked off somewhere, it's like if you're a hot guy, I guess that's okay. But if you're not, it's gross.
But you're like you're kind of like going against the man. Like you're stealing from a casino. Nobody cares.
That would be kind of cool. Glassman got fucking in trouble.
Did you hear? He went to jail for
what?
like counting cards. I was
He
like,
just
oh
won
my
so
God,
much money.
that guy's
Yeah, that's
so
so
fucking
cool.
awesome.
But double deck, you could kind of do that. It's a little bit easier.
Didn't they figure out a way around that?
Well, they give 6 to 5 odds on blackjack.
I don't know what that means.
They don't pay.
You don't have to.
Okay. But you get a group of people, and instead of you have like, even if it was just you and me, instead of both sitting at the table where our odds get worse with each extra player,
Right.
we play together. So not only are the odds slightly better, but also we're in on it together. So like,
And the money is all pooled together?
yeah,
or
so like
is
we
it,
each put in X dollars.
Yeah.
And when we lose equally, we win equally. So
That's
like,
great.
so like if I'm sitting next to you and you get blackjack, that's so exciting, but also I want good cards.
So basically you're just doing it one-on-one.
Well, no, there could be other people at the table,
Right.
but I'm saying,
But your group,
yeah.
your
So
friends.
yeah, if there was four
I
of
like
us,
that.
if it was
A
4 of
team.
us, everyone puts in $100.
Yes.
And now I just play it all.
Yes.
And that way we're all in on it. So when we lose together, and when you win together, and there is like this team feel to it.
Do you let someone tap in and sit for you, or
If somebody wanted to for a hand, I mean, it's like, maybe I'm not going to let them make the decisions if we split 4 times and double down a whole bunch.
I'd prefer someone doing the decision making for me.
I'm good at it. I'm
When
fun at a
okay,
casino.
if someone, because I was in Vegas and we were at the Wynn and Nate Bargatze was playing Baccarat, and he
Good
goes,
spot at the Win.
no, it was a beautiful. He was in the like high limit. It was so fun. But so they're sitting around the table and he'll go banker or player, and I'm like, it can't be me. So I had my fiance do it. My fiance got him to win 3 times. He won $50,000.
Win what?
He won Baccarat. He put the
Oh,
tiger.
I don't play Baccarat.
Baccarat's very fast, too fast.
Baccarat's, what would you call that? That would be like
That's like a sprint, like
Formula
a
50. What are they called? Isn't that a
yeah.
fast? Yeah,
I don't know how
sprint.
fast I don't know how long I've never gone to Formula.
Why did that become a thing in the past couple of years?
I think because the jackets are cute. I think people started wearing the jackets, and then everyone's like, "Let's watch the sport." That's my guess. That's just my girl guess.
Yeah, just became all of a sudden everyone's Formula 51 or whatever. I don't
Everyone's-
even know
yeah.
what it's called. Is it called Formula 51?
My friend is becoming a race car driver. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that.
Is that like? Isn't that something that Trump's trying to stop?
Race car drivers?
Just transitioning into anything.
That is funny. He's a trans driver.
Formula 51. Isn't that what it's called? Why? No,
Formula
that's for 51. That's I'm thinking of a club.
Yeah, 54, Studio 54.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And then what's the alien place? There's another
Area 51.
Area 51.
Alien place. That place is
I
cool.
honestly can't remember. I can't remember. And then there's a
When you drive to Vegas, they have the beef jerky, the alien jerky.
Oh, that's good. I do like getting the beef jerky on the way to Vegas.
I've never done it. I don't think I've seen
It's
the
good.
sign.
It's kind of gross because you're like, am I eating a rattlesnake or something? It's all weird beef jerky.
Oh, I thought he was.
What's going on with your booty hole?
Yeah, what is going on there?
Do you need your
He only does that when he's around dirty guests. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying maybe something's going on.
he goes into his crate, he just wants to go in?
Yeah, he loves it in there. Isn't he so cute?
He's so cute. I just understand so much. I think I don't know if it was him or the puppet that got me to really I took a turn on Ricky. I don't know what it was.
You're saying that as if you were talking to somebody about me
was
and
like-
not me.
Yeah, that's true. I was talking to Tom.
Yeah,
Tom,
good. Talk to the
I
audience.
didn't get him. Tom, I didn't understand. It wasn't that I didn't understand. Like I knew you were funny and stuff, or I knew he was funny and stuff, but I never like could connect with him. Like I never felt like I could get in on the joke or like play with him or whatever. And there was some tension. Like I think he was mad at me about something I said to him at Swingers years ago, and I couldn't remember. Came from New York where we just kind of shit talked to each other, so I didn't even know I hurt his feelings. But so I didn't really know. Is that okay to bring it up?
Yeah, but we talked about that on Trash Tuesday,
Right.
and you told them to take it out.
I did?
Yeah.
No, I said if you want to take it out. I didn't tell them to take it out.
I said, no, leave it in.
Then they left it in, right?
Nope.
I did not tell them to take it out.
Okay.
I would not know. I like a real moment.
We had a real.
Oh,
Explain it.
I didn't know they took it out. I didn't know that.
And it wasn't about you.
No, I
Alvin, are you
wouldn't take
okay,
him to
Bubs?
take it up.
He's sitting
butt.
weird. Alvin, come here.
He might need to get his glands.
Yeah, you love doing that, don't you? Go ahead.
What?
Do
Do
it.
you want to do it? Dispel his glands?
Alvin, come here.
I don't know how to do it. Do you have to really stick a finger up there?
I think you have to press the butthole. I think you squeeze it.
Yeah. Ooh. And then it squirts out?
I mean, if you do a good job. We were at some club, wherever. We were all driving somewhere. We went to Swingers. We were in the car, and I don't remember.
I said something rude.
I don't remember what it was. Whatever it wasn't the thing that you said. Similar to, it wasn't the blood on the couch that bothered me.
It was the reaction to it afterwards.
There was a couple of times, and I don't remember what it was, but I remember like I wasn't in the mood, and that doesn't mean that I'm right, you're wrong.
Right.
But like I remember I communicated to you, hey, and because you were busting my balls in a way where it's like, I'm sure sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, and then sometimes, and I could relate being on the other end as well.
Right.
It's just you're really bothering somebody.
Right.
You were really bothering me, and not in a way that, in no way other than you were bleeding on the couch and it happens.
Right.
And I said to you numerous times, like, hey, I don't remember what it was.
I
but
know.
like,
I don't remember enough either.
But I do remember saying something like, Annie, I'm like, I don't remember what my mind, like, I'm just really, could you please, I'm asking, like, could you please just
And I'm
leave me
like,
alone?
yeah, right.
You kept going. And then when we got out of the car, we're like, okay, now we're here. We're going into the restaurant. I'm about to be eating and we're spending time together.
Yeah.
And I said, like, Annie, I'm asking you, like, as a favor, please could you just leave me alone for a second? Or could we chill out or something? And you did something. It wasn't this. It was something like, I don't give a shit what you want. I remember how I referred. It wasn't that. But it was like, I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. As if like you, like, you know, when people like you see in like Squid Games 2, they put the finger on the head and they push. It was something that was like, I found it really disrespectful.
Yeah.
And like, I'm setting a boundary of like my physical space and like, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
And you were like, you basically said no and then made a joke about it. Like, I could do what I want.
I mean, what my guess would be is that I thought we were like in a bit.
This is
and
what
I
we
wasn't
talked about on
sure,
Trash Tuesday. And it is what it is. I never looked at you after that as like, fuck her, I hate her. I don't think I've ever said anything about you negative, including to you.
Yeah.
The only thing I felt was like, she's not my person. And I didn't know
What if
that.
I was? What if I hadn't done that, Rick? And what if it had been, what if we'd been over, I'm assuming vegan nachos?
I don't eat even fake cheese.
We're over just plain, there's no cheese on it. It's
I mean, if
just
you were 30,
chips.
I was, you know.
What if you were with
16,
Jackie Tone at the
17?
time, I think. So you had a hot gal. But what if I had just we reached, our hands touched?
Yeah, I guess I just would have washed my hands and then I would have been fine. But after that, we didn't run into each other enough to where there was like enough good to like, you know, dilute that. So it was always like, and then I'm me and on, and you're you and on. And I didn't feel this from you, really. It wasn't like this. It was just, I always remember that. And then we had a conversation. I don't remember when. I think it was before we talked on Trash Tuesday. But like, I think I said something to you, which maybe gave the confidence of bringing it up on Trash. I really don't remember, but I do remember like.
No, it wasn't. Someone else had told me that you were mad at me about something from Swingers. So I didn't, because I always was like, I think I was like following you and commenting on your stuff and you weren't following me back. So I was like, oh, he doesn't like me for some reason.
Then.
And then, one of them told me that you were, and so then I was like, what was that? And then I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'm sure I just was saying some bullshit, you know?
Yeah, it was something to where like, I just know it was something to where it's like, you're bullying me.
Yeah, you
not
bullied,
you're bullying me in like, oh, Ricky's got a little dick and he's fucking isn't funny.
Which would have been
hilarious.
Because
no one would believe it. But it was like you were.
You do have very big dick energy.
Thank you.
For being kind of like, and I feel like you're kind of like, sometimes you play like a nerd. I don't think you're really nerdy. I mean, you might do nerdy things, but I think you have a.
What is nerdy?
Nerdy's like I think it's almost like a confidence
thing. To you
thing.
pretending to have an epilepsy outside the thing. Like, that's not what nerdy is. You're just, that's just.
No, but I
bad.
think, okay, when I was, that Swingers era, Okay, it was right when I was moving from New York.
Also, hold on before I forget. You're
Yeah.
like, well, one, you're like, I used to think you're nerdy, but now you're not. At the same time, you're like, I never really liked Rick until he started playing with puppets. You
No,
know?
I never thought I'd say that in my life. The puppet kind of.
But I'm saying that's
no, but I
nerdy.
think it was like we probably talked about it on Trash Tuesday, and then things got. But I have really come around. I'm a fan.
Because you've seen my act.
I love no, your green room act. I like how
What
you are
else
in the
is
green
there?
room.
I love, dude. I have this show idea, like a podcast idea that I'm actually setting up now, but where a podcast just with some friends in the green room, but during a live show.
Yeah.
So like people leave, they do the show and they come back in, but we also film the show, and like we'll be like, hey Annie, go do a joke about whatever we were just talking about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's mostly green room stuff.
Yeah.
I love
The green room hangs everything.
a green room. I love a green room. Second to something that doesn't happen much anymore, at least for me, was after shows going to a diner. That doesn't happen much anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
I loved going to Swingers, or more specifically, Dupars. I'm a Valley brat.
I don't even know that place. I've never even been there.
Dupars.
Are you from here? Did you grow up here?
No, Cleveland.
Cleveland. That's where your family is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dupars in the Valley, and it used to be open 24/7. There's one now by the Grove. Some of the best pancakes. Him? You saying
It's
him?
crazy.
It's insane.
Like, don't yawn like that. I'm trying to pay attention.
Saying how cute he is, right?
Yes.
Come on.
It's crazy. And he's kind of got a big dog's head, but it's little.
His dad is a pug and his mom is Jewish, actually. So he's got a little pug
Pugs seem
underbite.
Jewish to me. You don't think pugs seem Jewish?
That's really mean.
Oh, because they don't have a nose? 'Cause
Yeah, but they
can't
have
be
fucked
Jewish?
up. They have nose problems.
They're snoring all the time.
Yeah, they're snoring.
They're phlegmy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
do
my
feel like-
friend didn't let me go on birthright. My friend shamed me in my Jewish neighborhood. I was like, I think I'm going to go on birthright. They told me I could go. And he was like, don't you think that's kind of like fucked up because you're not really Jewish? And I could have been on camels. I don't know why I always imagine it's you're on camels. My friend had one picture of her on a camel.
Yeah, I don't know. Are camels the horses of Israel?
I've never had anyone, every time I brought that up, people are like, that's not like what birthright is.
Because like one of the most famous breed of horses are Afghani horses. So obviously horses are a big thing over there.
Have you ever bet on horses?
Bet or been on? Because the answer is yes to both. And I won every time. And that's the exacta. My dad loved betting the horses.
Ooh, that's fun. So your dad gambles. So that was like a fun thing to do with your dad. Did you go to like the horse races with them when you were little?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, my dad never gambled. I think we missed out on something.
Interesting.
It would have been fun. But we never, yeah.
You don't think he gambled every time he commented on Facebook about how old you are?
No, he knew it would get me back. He knew. That was a win.
I met your dad on FaceTime
He
outside.
did. Isn't he cute?
Yeah.
He looks kind of like Dick Cheney and his lesbian daughter.
He has Jewish energy. He has New York energy.
He's Jewish. Yeah, he's from Long Island. He's
New
Long
York.
Island. But yeah, no, he was in his frat in college. They called him Hebe.
AE Pi?
I don't know what it was. I should know.
I don't know what frat my dad was in.
Your dad was in a frat?
Yeah.
Were you in a frat?
No.
You could be a secret frat guy. I could see it.
SFG?
Yeah.
No.
That's fast.
Thank you.
You're a fast acronymer.
FA? I am not a fraternity boy. I never really understood it.
Yeah, it never was attractive to me.
It also felt like, and I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but it felt like, oh, those were your friends.
Well, those are your brothers.
Okay.
My older brother was in a frat, and he is still friends with a lot of his frat brothers.
My brothers were on the court. So.
Basketball court?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Do you have siblings?
Look how comfortable he is. I have an older brother.
Was he mean to you?
Yeah. Oh. But we're good
Does he
now.
regret it now?
I don't
that
think
you're
he,
a big
I don't
star?
think he believes that.
Does he know
was
you're
mean to
selling
me.
out?
We talk. Yeah, I mean, he's.
Oh, we have something in common. We don't believe we were mean to you. I'm poking.
Got it.
I'm poking.
Right now?
Yeah, it was me.
None of this bothers
Okay.
me. None of this you even poking at me wasn't the thing that bothered me.
It was that you said you set up a boundary.
I just
and
I'm
ignored
like,
it.
hey, I need a second, and you were just kept pushing me. I'm like, just fucking leave me alone. What bothers me is when people don't say that. So like if I'm annoying you and you don't tell me,
then that's on me.
Well, it's also on me. Like read the room,
Wow.
Rick, but also speak up for yourself. Let me know how I'm making you feel. And then if I would like to believe I would have been able to been like, oh, let me leave you alone. But if you're like, hey, Rick, every time you do that, it's you're giving me a rash. And I'm like, get the rash. I'd be like, stop, you know? But it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't a big thing. It was just, yeah, I don't know. We already talked about this.
I know, but I didn't even know it got edited out.
You got edited out. And this was probably a year and a half ago at this point.
Yeah,
And since then, I see you all the time.
I know. I would never edit that out. I would make it a clip.
We'll make it a clip.
I would make it a clip.
Do they still have it? Why
They
would
might.
Esther or Kalila ask to take it out? I find that
Well,
hard to
maybe they
believe.
would think it was like tension. It was probably the producer. It wasn't me.
Speaking of tension and producers, what's going on? Why'd you leave? No one knows.
What, the podcast?
Yeah.
It was just too much, man. You're on the road now, right?
Yeah.
Imagine doing 2 podcasts. One is an hour away from your house.
What's the other one?
And it switches. One's in my house.
Then that one's fixed. You're doing that anyway.
And then you're doing it. And then because there's 3 people, the schedules were moving. So there was never like one day that did it. There wasn't a time we did it. So I'd have like 3 days home and it would get switched 3 times. And it was just like, it was making me sick. It was just, I was worn out and it was hard. But why did you stop doing your podcast?
We're doing it right now.
Yours with Esther.
We weren't going to do it. It
you
was,
don't wanna do it?
I mean, maybe we were. It was like, I wanted to do just like let's just try it. And we tried it for a bit. The truth is, and we said this, I think on the first episode, because it is so much work. It was like, people like us together. I like podcasting with her a lot. Maybe we could make some money, just extra money. And I believe that might have gotten to that point. But after doing 10 or 13, however many episodes we did, and it wasn't making that much money, we just started. But I was also like, I don't think I want to just do stuff for the money.
Yeah.
I mean, if I found out that we'd be making a lot of money in a second, I like doing it with her. But
no, it's very fun.
It's just a lot of work.
Esther.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And, your podcast, Trash Tuesday, was at the point where it's like, oh, it's making enough money to where you're making money. This was like, also, I didn't want to do any work because this is so much work. So we were renting studio space and hiring editors. Each episode cost $1,000 to
it's
make.
expensive, yeah.
And I was like, some episodes we got ads, some we didn't.
Yeah. I know.
Plus I'm
it's
splitting
hard.
it 50-50 with her.
No, I know. And we were splitting it like basically 4 ways with the producers and stuff.
Sure.
So it was a lot, but it was definitely, I took a hit financially. It wasn't that. It was just, I had like a respiratory infection for like 2 months. I'm like, what? I'm tired. I'm burnt out. And then I feel like I wasn't like, I know. Hello.
And then you what?
And then I just was like burnt out on everything I was doing. I know it's like a boring answer, but
Every time I do Trash Tuesday, I like it. I like, first of all, I just like showing up to a place and then doing the thing and then leaving.
and then you can leave,
Instead of, hold on, let me fix everything. And
well, you still do that. It's your thing. You fix a little.
I fix because I want, on other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
I fix, yeah.
It's
but
funny.
I don't feel it's my,
Are you being serious or are you being funny when you do it?
both.
Yeah.
When I see the framing and it's like, I don't like this.
But you were funny too, because you were like, we were doing the ads and it's like, one of us is just like reading and staring at and you're like, guys, we're selling something.
Do
Come
your
on.
job.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love
I
ads.
liked you saying that because I love doing ads too. It's fun.
Whenever I go on somebody else's pod, I asked if I could do the ads.
Yeah.
I also like to, in fact, I might ask you at the end, I like doing ads with my guests because it teases. So like people will see an ad maybe with you in an episode that comes out before
Right.
this and like, oh, Annie's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, ads are fun.
They're fun. It's hilarious. There was one ad that I did on Anniewood where they ended up putting it up on their thing, but we were just laughing. Sorry, we were trying to sell this thing. And just explaining what it was so funny. I don't even want to say the name of it. But we were just like crying, laughing, trying to say. It's just, if you're having fun in an ad, I think that's the move.
Conan is good with ads.
I haven't watched.
You don't watch Conan?
I haven't watched it. It's good. What is it called? Conan's Friends?
Conan
or
needs a
something?
friend.
Needs a friend.
Conan and
Have you been on
Sona.
it? You're kind of a hybrid where you kind of are, you're in Hollywood too.
Hybrid.
As an actor. You're not just in the comedy.
Yeah, dramatic. But I am, I guess that's a Hollywood one, not comedians, right? But Sona is one of my very good friends. Sona was his assistant, world's worst assistant. Could you hold the book up for a second? Top one. Show the camera.
Sona.
New York Times bestseller. Working on her second one right now.
Now that she has time, now that she quit working for this guy.
No, they still do a podcast together, and she just lost her house.
She got lost in the fire. Mm-hmm. Sona, buy this book. She needs it.
Yeah.
All of her copies burned down.
Well,
what a horrible.
So many people lost
Which
their
fire
house.
was she in?
Altadena.
Oof. The really sad one.
You're saying because it's not the...
There's 2.
Well, there's
two different. Well, there's a third.
Yeah.
My manager's house was like the first house to burn down.
Thank you.
Here, I'll actually leave it out. I'll just hold it right here.
Thank you.
My manager's house first one to burn down. To the point where I was like, did you start the fire? I mean, it was gone immediately. I'm like, what the hell?
Is your manager a male or female?
A male.
Is he going to start taking 15%?
No, honestly, I thought, is this like payback for taking so much money from me? Just kidding. I love you. I'm sorry about your house.
How is he?
He's okay. He was in an Airbnb. I haven't checked in on him in a couple of days. It burned down in the very beginning. You know how many people's houses have burned down since then I have to check in on? My business
Sounds
manager
like a
right
lot.
now, right near his
Oh my
houses.
gosh, dude.
Just moved in Friday. Not even kidding. He moved all of his stuff into his new house on Friday.
Just talking about having a manager and then a business manager and then talking about, I don't want to keep checking in. So many people's houses are burning down.
I know, and
a
it's all
very
these like
Anniewood
weird
thing.
people thing. No,
Your,
but
your hair is real, right?
yes, it's very real.
Oh, is it not?
It's real hair.
All right, gotcha. Because I don't notice.
No, it's clip-ons.
I can't quite tell. I wasn't
I
even
wear
looking.
hair extensions, yeah.
But I did notice the way you touched it was that's how people touch their hair when it's not real.
Like this.
Like you were
Like
you were
patting it?
checking. You were checking.
I maybe just nervous,
Sure.
but yeah.
I find
Check
that
to see if it's still there.
a lot of female comics get nervous around me. Why do you think that is?
You think so? Nobody. That's not true. Did that come from your penis? Does your penis ever like queef? Can that happen?
I don't know. That's
I've never
very
had a penis.
crude.
I'm just curious.
I don't like to do that kind of
That's
humor.
not crude. That's like a medical thing.
I just don't like that kind of humor.
Because I said queef. Well,
I
there's
just
got to
farted
be like
into
a
a
term.
microphone, dude. I'm joking. But no, I don't know. I don't know if penis is queef.
What's the medical term for queef? Pussy
Queef-
fart.
A pussy fart, I think.
Pussafa fart.
That's Latin. I do remember when Tiff back in at the Comedy Store, the Friends and Family Sundays, Mondays, when you're meeting people, and my introduction to Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, I knew you were gonna bring up Tiffany. That's so
was
funny.
Willie Hunter would bring her on stage, and she would just queef into the microphone for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, "There's a star."
I saw her the other night. She looks great.
Do you remember that? She used to just come to the Comedy Store and just queef. That was her set.
I think I remember her like doing this,
Oh, I don't know.
like a smell my.
On stage?
To I think on the way in to the Comedy Store. I like it. It's cute.
It's so
I've
long ago.
never been like there was always at every sleepover there was like a girl that was like, look what I learned how to do.
You had that many sleepovers?
There were always sleepovers, yeah.
Whoa.
I would never if I had kids now, I don't think I would allow sleepovers.
Why?
Can't trust the parents. This could be weirdos.
Interesting.
Weirdos. Weird parents. You don't know what your kid's doing.
So you wouldn't trust to let your kids sleep at somebody else's, or you wouldn't let them sleep at yours?
They could sleep at mine.
Right. You wouldn't trust the parents with your kids.
Right, which is such a weird conversation to have with a parent where you're like, you can come to mine, but I don't trust you.
Well, you'd get dinner with them. You'd get to know them a little bit.
Yeah.
Have them on your podcast.
Have them on the
Anniewood.
pod. Oh my God, I have kids and it turns into that.
Do you want kids? Are you too old to have kids? You too selfish?
Do you want kids?
Yeah. Yeah. Like now.
Really? Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay.
I'm ready.
What if you just adopted as like a single guy?
I can't even.
You want something that looks like you, be honest.
Oh.
You want little Ricky.
Looks
Rochelle?
like me isn't as much as I want it to have some of like my. I don't even know if it would, but like I do want. Like I'm like both my mom and my dad. I'm very much like my mom's dad. Like I like that, and I
You give her like punishments?
What's that?
Like you father her? You're like your mom's dad. Like you're like, go to your room.
No, I wasn't. I'm not. I don't have the same relationship with my mom that my grandpa did.
Okay.
I'm saying character traits.
You're like
the way
him.
his mind worked is very similar. Is similar to the way my mind works.
And you want to see that. I was talking to Duncan Trussell. So his parents had passed away before his kids were born, I think. And he said it's like really weird that he sees his parents in the kids. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I would feel bad not having kids, but I also don't want. I want to like have my shit together before I have kids.
Well, if you don't, you're not necessarily gonna.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, once I'm 41. Once I turn 45, I'll have my shit together. That's a choice.
I have a 44 cutoff. I just want to have more money. I don't know. I want to like own a
much do you
house or
need?
something. Enough. I need more than I have.
I could tell you how to make more money.
How?
Bitcoin.
I think I'm going to say OnlyFans.
Do you think you'd do well on there?
I don't know. Maybe because I always pixelate my feet. That's what my socks are. I have pixelated feet merch. But
MIDWTF. What does that spell?
MID.
Mom, I don't want to fuck. Yeah, that could be your.
I was like midwife. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, Mom, I don't want to fuck. Like what's it called? When you have a thing, a kink.
Well, I don't know. I had my wiki feet and everyone was like jerking off to my feet and I was grossed out. So I started pixelating my feet in like 2017. And then it's been this ongoing thing and the wiki feet men are really mad at me.
Huh.
My whole wiki feed is just people being so pissed that I pixelate
Why
my
don't you
feet.
do a documentary called...
And at the end, I reveal my feet?
No, a documentary about you getting on OnlyFans. And like you could have your...
I just really have no desire to be on OnlyFans.
But don't you have a desire to be a mom before you're 44 and make some money?
And I'm like, this baby was made on...
You don't have to show your
Plus
tits.
vids.
I would actually suggest that you don't. You just show your feet and maybe some of your stand-up act.
But do you see where that's not the thing? I guess if the
It's
goal
just
is money, you just
Patreon.
get whatever you want. Yeah,
It's the same thing as Patreon.
just Patreon.
Patreon. I like that because of
The feet.
pedicures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would want. I would not want my spouse on there, and at the same time, I don't think that's somebody being on there is indicative of any bit of their character or soul outside of just if they're doing it to make money and they can make money. You know, everyone has their own thing. Some people, some people like don't want their partner to watch porn. Some people want to watch porn with their partners. I mean, there's no right or wrong.
Do you look at OnlyFans?
No, I have looked at it 2 times.
As the people you know?
Yeah.
See, that's the weird part.
And
You're
I wanted
basically
to
just
look.
showing your shit
Both
to your
times they didn't
friends.
show anything. And I was like,
Really?
what is this?
You're like, I want my money back.
It's whatever.
But I do think of that, like, if I had an OnlyFans that was just like me chatting, like people would be like, what the hell is this?
That's what, I mean, that's what, at least what these 2 women were. And like, they do well.
Yeah, no, I definitely have been hit up by OnlyFans.
Yeah, me too with Cameo.
Yeah. Oh my God. Cameo cannot get over us, huh?
Oh, they hitting you up a lot?
Cameo's always like, you want to get back on Cameo? I'm like, no, I can't.
Could you not have that book just sitting on the dog? I mean, world's worst assistant book on the world's worst coffee table dog.
That is so funny.
Thank you for putting it the right way.
I'll get it right lined up. Lined up this end.
I think that like getting on OnlyFans, if you could make bank for a little bit, do it.
What if you go on OnlyFans though and you don't, it's not a hit?
It probably wouldn't
Hilarious.
be. That's like, oh my gosh,
Well, OnlyFans
you
is
should
kind
start a
of over.
podcast. Maybe.
Yeah. OnlyFans is like not over, but I think like the excitement of an OnlyFans. Josh Adam Myers was like, you'd make $1 million on OnlyFans. I'm like, do you want me to send you a picture of my vagina? Like, how bad do you want to see my vagina?
But some
that you're pitching
people,
that to me?
some people want to see that gross shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not my gross.
Okay. The 41-year-old pussy that is scared it's going to bleed all over everything. It's not that gross. There's no way if somebody sent me a random picture of a vagina and I didn't know whose it was and it happened to have been yours and I don't know it, I would look and I would think to myself, I'll pay $5 to look at this again. When I signed on the OnlyFans to look at those 2 girls, I was also, maybe I didn't I don't know the interface that well. Maybe
Right.
there's more, but I did click, there's a button where you could click on all media and then it's like locked. So I'm like, okay, so I have to pick one. And I picked one from each and maybe like some of them are nude, some of them aren't, but just the vibe was like, oh, and I'm like, is that a scam or do people know? I think a big part of it might be that people get to interact with them. So like you get to message with them. But then I know there's people that manage people's OnlyFans. So like you're not
Right.
talking to them.
But do they even care at that point?
Probably.
It's like people with AI girlfriends. It's like, they're like, this is good enough.
I don't know. The whole thing is like there's a sexual side of it and then there's like a
lonely friendship side?
no, I'll put those all there's like the intimacy side, sexual friendship, all those things. And then there's the like content side of it. And like the content side of it is, is your value and your perceived value from those purchasing this, your boobs or your butt or like talking to you or like your stomach or whatever, it's so transactional where like it's kind of hard to judge it because you might think this person's attractive or not. You might think this person's funny or not, but like they're not shoving it down your throat. Take it or don't.
Right, you're either signing up for it or not.
Or don't. So like I have mixed feelings because like get your bag, do your thing. But I also know like if I was dating a girl and then she wanted to start it, I would be like, I don't want you to do that.
Yeah. I think that's like kind of, it's just a weird thing to have your girlfriend exposed like that. I mean, I don't think it's.
I've dated people who are, I've dated a model and I've dated some actresses and they've had like nude photo shoots or nude scenes. And like, it both makes me jealous and I'm totally fine with it. It makes me jealous in a way.
Do you like being jealous?
Yeah.
It's
kind
fun.
of,
I know.
Is that,
It's fun,
that's a
bit.
thing that I've
I
learned
always
about
check
myself.
my fiance's DMs and no one, I'm always like, can someone send my fiance something?
Does he let you look or you just look?
Yeah, he doesn't care. Everything's open. Yeah.
Because the way you said check it.
No, but it's like, I'm always like, he's there with me when I'm doing it.
If I feel
it's like
safe-
his mom sending him memes. I'm like, can someone try to fuck my husband?
Yeah.
Please.
I get it. If I trust my partner, then like it's like a roller coaster, but you're strapped in. It's like because at any moment you could be like, okay, I'm feeling jealous. I need some reassurance now. And like, oh yeah, like I have that. But there is something that kind of gets me going when like I like dating somebody that other people think it's pretty. I think it's hot when like guys are attracted to the person I'm dating. I've never, maybe I'm wrong when I say never, but in my adult life, I don't think I've ever felt threatened by any man ever. I have felt that the actions of my partner a couple of times I felt was a bit disrespectful.
That they were too flirty?
Yeah, it's not even flirty. It's like, what's your intention here? Because like I'm like fine with flirty if that's your personality type. You're a flirty. I mean, you're bleeding all over my face. Maybe we edited it
that's
up.
Very flirty. That's my flirty move.
Flirty doesn't bother me unless I think that the flirty is this person kind of intriguing the other person. You know what I mean?
And you're watching. You're just sitting there watching it.
I don't know. I don't know because also maybe that would turn me on.
I like a little, like I had a boyfriend years ago who drove a Uber. He was an Uber driver. And girls would hit on him. And I was like, that's pretty hot. Like a girl in the thing would hit on him. It's like, I like that.
Especially if typically the Uber driver is not in a high status position.
No, he was not high status. He was very low status.
It feels so good when you find out that people are attracted to you. It just feels so good. It's crazy because sometimes, like today, I got my haircut today. And I don't think I'm an ugly person. I don't think I'm a hot person. I think I have days where I'm like, oh, I look good. And I have days where I'm like, is this what it is? And I was having a whatever day and I had my glasses off because when you get your haircut, you have your glasses off. And when I did the water stuff and I didn't put my glasses on right away. And I thought I saw these girls like looking at me and I didn't know if they recognized me or they weren't looking at me because I don't have my glasses on. I can't quite tell.
I don't think I'd recognize you without your glasses.
Well, I only need them to straighten up my eyes. But anyway, then the woman who cuts my hair said, I want to talk to you for a sec after because I was getting my hair rinsed. Somebody else does it. And then she goes, these two girls that work here, they're like, how long have you been cutting his hair? Who is he? He is hot. And I'll tell you something. I said
I wanted this story to go the opposite, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, sure. Like they're like you have a huge booger on your fucking cheeks. Yeah, that guy
is like there's blood all over him. His face. What happened?
I don't receive that often. Like that's not something like I'm not.
You don't get called like a hot guy that often. Or like girls like giggling about you.
Yeah, I don't turn heads. I'm not like, oh, people are checking me out again, and I mean that from an insecure standpoint. I'm just a guy that sometimes I'm looking all right and then whatever.
Did you feel attractive today? Do you think you were giving a vibe
that's why
off?
it felt so good.
Oh,
No. I was wearing a t-shirt and a sweatshirt and
no pants?
It's a long sweatshirt. The way I am, once I wear something outside, I can't wear it inside again. I'm like, well,
this is a nightmare, but you're used to it. Is it hard for relationships or they're fine with it?
I've got a lot. It started again with the fire stuff. I've been better.
The fire stuff is so serious and crazy.
Yeah, I'm scared about it.
And people are acting very normal and it's
I'm leaving
so
town
crazy.
for a month.
Did you ever consider moving out of LA?
Careful. You're putting on. Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I was thinking of not moving, but going to New York for a month.
Yeah.
I'm leaving Saturday.
Where do you stay when you're in New York?
I'm going to go visit family in Cleveland for a little bit. When I stay in New York, I stay different places. I was dating somebody who lived in New Jersey for a while. So and I really liked it over there.
Listen, my fiance is from Jersey. I'm from Philly. I like these people.
Yeah.
I like you with a little Jersey girl.
Yeah, I liked.
Was she like smacking her gum? And
No,
being
she wasn't
Jersey-like?
from New Jersey. She just lived there and lived right across from the Holland Tunnel. So like it was very
What is that, Hoboken?
ish,
Yeah.
Jersey City.
I got chased by a 6'5" drag queen in Jersey City when I was 15.
I'm not a drag queen. Sorry. I was going to make a joke about
You
something.
can make a joke.
No, wait. Also, if it was you were 15, if it was recently, I was going to pretend it was me.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't want to incriminate yourself.
But so I would go in, and it was so easy to get to New York. Now I might just want to find an Airbnb or something. But I want to. I don't know.
I know, because the hotels in New York are a nightmare. They're so small. It's just not fun.
There's a hotel that I love in New York. It's a little higher up than I want to be, but I love it. The Peninsula.
Okay.
And I was thinking I might want to reach out to them.
Media
and say,
trade.
See, could I do my podcast Sleepover series sponsored by them? And I recorded in there. But also, it's going to be Fashion Week in February, and everything's expensive then. What is Fashion Week?
I don't know, but I've never been there. I lived in New York for 4 years. I don't ever recall seeing like models walking down the street. I mean, you do, but isn't it just Soho is just packed with models?
I just know that when things are Fashion Week, it's tough to get hotels and stuff.
An Airbnb though, would it be in the city?
I want to get an Airbnb that's in the city, lower area. Like
I feel like I tried to look for an Airbnb and they just send you to a hotel.
I found some, but like it was like I don't want to stay there.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of New York? If you had unlimited funds, where would you live?
I mean, I don't know. Lower. I don't know, east
Lower
or west.
side,
I don't know the
yeah.
difference between like
West Village is pretty cute.
yeah, West Village I like, but then what's the east version of that?
The East Village. I used to work
right.
there.
Yeah, they're both like great.
East Village was awesome, yeah.
It depends on like where I'm going.
Tompkins Square Park.
I want to be able to get to clubs
Are
easily.
you a train rider? No. You can't be OCD on the trains.
No. Incidentally, in London, yes.
'Cause
In
it
New
feels
York, no.
clean. Tom.
Different. I love London.
It's awesome. I got sent there once for free. They
Sent
flew
there?
me. Well,
I'm freezing, by the way.
It's very cold, but I'm sweaty, so I'm
Okay.
enjoying it. My friend and I used to make these things called Sausage Party Presents before Seth Rogen had his thing, and we would remake like movie trailers and stuff with hot dogs in them, and it was really funny and very stupid thing that we did. And this TV show on G4, I think it's called, or not G4, Channel 4 in London, they flew us out and we like did a whole bit on there. It
cool.
was so cool. It was so awesome.
How long were you there?
We were just there for like a week. We went to Cambridge for a little bit. It was fun.
What'd you study?
I studied English literature.
I dated a woman for a couple years who lived in London.
You long distance in London?
Yeah, shout out to Betty.
Betty. Did
you know Betty?
She used to be on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always have hot girlfriends. And you stay friends with your girlfriends too, right?
Betty and Jackie.
Yeah. Jackie's so good. I
Jackie's
love Jackie.
fantastic.
I was so happy
She's
when
been
she
on my
got
podcast
that.
many times.
When she got that part, it was like perfect. Because she's always been the best. And she's always been working, but she didn't
crazy
like.
funny.
She's so good. She's so good.
Yeah, right. I remember you guys lived in the same place for a little bit.
I met her. No, I was like crashing at my friend from Santa Fe. This guy, David Bishop, was this tall. I was crashing at his house, my cute little short friend. And I was sitting out. I don't know if I was smoking cigarettes at the time or something. And then was it John DeWitt? Is that his name?
John DeWalt?
DeWalt, his girlfriend at the time.
Allison.
They walked by and we just started talking. And then I found out they were dating you guys.
Allison and John were dating us?
They were, yeah.
Nice. I forgot about that. It was a while ago. But Betty lives in London, and I was there a bit, and I absolutely I would live there.
Did you start talking in a accent?
No, but I do say cheers all the time now.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel kind of classy when you say it?
I say it the way I say it, like it's part of my language now. Like, you know how some people that speak Spanish say gracias? You know, like American people that didn't speak Spanish until they were an adult. you go to a Mexican restaurant and if you order in English, but then you say gracias, sometimes it's like, oh, you're just saying that? Maybe that's fine, maybe it's not. I don't mean it with judgment, but I do notice it like, oh, that's interesting. I feel like people look at me that way when I say cheers, but like, that's just how I talk now.
I don't think I associate cheers with until you say it like that, but I don't go, that's like a British thing. I just go, oh, he's being...
Like when you're saying thank you to somebody
Yeah.
or bye to somebody, yeah.
Cheers.
People say, oh, you English? And I go...
They say it like mad at you?
Yeah, they go, oh, you fucking English? You fucking English?
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of my country.
The first time I went to England was, London was, you know Aisling Bay?
Yeah.
She let me stay with her for a little bit. And I'd never been. I'd always wanted to go. And she set me up. This was in...
She put the moves on you?
2018. No, just friends. This was 2018.
Were you nervous when you went out that it wasn't friends?
No. We had... she and I are very direct people, and like we talked with each other. No, I mean, I don't know what she was thinking.
I'm just saying as a girl, if I fly out to see a guy, I'm going, oh God, is he
She didn't fly me out.
No. If I flew out and I'm staying at a guy's house, I have to like, I got to go like, oh no, is there going to be like a couch moment?
Oh, I mean, maybe it never even crossed my mind. It was, we were talking, I always wanted to perform. I like the comedy, the people over there and the type of comedy. And she's massive over there.
Yeah, she's huge.
So she said, I could set you up with some shows. I'm like, where would I even stay? She goes, stay with me. I'm like, really? Like she just, I'm like, okay. And I went and she set me up with shows. And like, I would do shows and I would go and I noticed that when people found out that I was friends with Aisling, it's like they treated me like I was, I mean, it wasn't that, kind of. It was like, oh, whoa, Rick, yeah, come on in.
That's awesome,
something like that. And I'm like, that's awesome because not that I'm a name now, but even back then, I didn't even have a podcast. Like, you know, it's
the
tough to get
best
spots at the Improv.
when you can get spots. It feels so good, especially in like a new town.
I still feel that way now. Like Rita just hit me up today at the Improv, and she goes, "You want to do tomorrow, 8:55?" And it's like the person who runs the Hollywood Improv asked if I want to do a Friday 8:50. It's still, I still go like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Also, like, I'm gonna run the light, but like,
yeah, 55 is a weird one. I should probably do 20.
yeah. So my outfit 9:10 or 9:15. When I feel like I may have said this on a podcast because I thought about this recently. But when I first moved here, I went to the Improv and they had this like lime green Improv shirt with like palm trees, and I thought it was awesome, and I really wanted it. But I'm like, I can't buy this until I've never performed here. So like it took
because you don't want to be like a fan.
No, I understand what you're saying. It wasn't. I just feel like I didn't earn the right to wear it. I just feel like
just a thing you made up for yourself.
Yeah,
like no one else.
Yeah, it almost felt like that's a trophy. Like once I perform here, I could wear that shirt. It's just a thing I decided, you know. And then 8 months, a year, whatever later, I finally got to perform there, and I immediately bought that shirt.
Yeah. Do you still wear it?
No, it was unlike my merch, which you can get at rickglassman.com.
I love that. Did you draw that? Can you draw?
Not really.
Really? You kind of seem like you could.
I used to want to be a cartoonist, but I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So I have these TYSO trading cards that Scott Hepburn, who's this illustrator who does a lot of stuff with Marvel, he draws them.
Cool.
And Ian, I believe it's Anderson. Sorry, Ian, if I'm getting your last name wrong. I forget. He does the color.
I think I know Ian Anderson, right? Is he wasn't a comic?
It's Ian something. It's Ian. I don't know. We'll put his name up here, but he does the color.
I think it's like Ian Amberson is the guy I'm thinking of. Amberstan. I don't know.
Ampersand.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
And, so like I only get good merch.
Eric is so cartoonable.
Yeah,
Eric
everyone
Griffin.
is a superhero, but he's Mr. Potato Head.
It's like just so crazy.
But that Hollywood Improv shirt, I love the club. It's one of my favorite clubs I've ever performed at. At least back then, their merch was stiff and bullshit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a shirt, make me want to wear it.
I know. You got to tell me who your people are.
People of what?
Your merch people, because I keep switching out. Like I drew this picture and I still sell it with my merch, but it's been my merch for like 3 years, so I definitely have to upgrade. But it was a picture I drew of me looking into the mirror, and then it's Danny DeVito looking back at me.
That makes sense.
And I drew it. I was writing jokes. I just moved to LA and I was writing jokes with Benji Aflalo, and we were like at his place, and I was Just had a
so
pencil.
you know, people at home. No, I don't know if you know who Benji is.
a
We
comic.
love Benji Aflalo. I've been wanting to get him and Sandy Danto on the pod together for a while.
As
The
a
schedules
team.
haven't matched up. I love
I
us
like them
together.
together, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Sandy's like, even though Sandy's not that happy, but he is like, I guess he's happier. Benji likes to take it to the darkness,
yeah, he does.
and Sandy's lighter. They're
yeah.
fun together.
Yeah. They're both. They're both. I don't think they're similar, but they have a.
They go well together.
They go very well
Yeah.
together.
Totally,
Like-
but he kept going.
Spaghetti and meatball.
Which one? Sandy's the meatball.
It's just from Big Daddy.
And in your experience, was Sonny a good father to Julian?
Oh, yes. They make terrific pair. They went together like lamb and tuna fish.
Lamb and tuna fish?
Maybe you like spaghetti and meatball?
So, I'm drawing. I forgot what I was saying. I'm drawing, and then he goes, Annie, don't draw. You're never going to make $1 off of anything you draw. And I just happened to draw this picture, and I put it online, and it went super viral. And then when I turned it into shirts, I made a lot of money on it.
Really? We'll put up a picture here. Where can
Right
people
here.
get them?
You can get them at AnnieLetterman.com/merch probably, or something. AnnieLetterman.com. Just click around, you'll find it. But anyway, so I drew this thing, and then
why you come second. By the way, the direction.
yes,
Click around, you'll find it.
Click around, you'll find it. Yeah, I don't give enough direction. It could be that. It could be that.
Big direction guy.
You got to be a direction person.
Yeah.
I think that's an age thing too, though, because you're like nervous to talk when you're younger. You don't want to say too much.
Was that
when
how
you're
you
younger.
felt?
Yeah.
Because I knew you when you were younger.
You didn't know me when I was that young. You probably met me when I was already in my 30s for sure.
I mean, if I was dating Jackie, that was 2012 to 2014.
Okay, yeah. So I'm 83.
You're 83. You look fantastic.
Thank you. I've been using beef
You've been using beef?
something. There's something on a product online that everyone's using. It's like beef
Collagen?
something. It's like beef fat. People are putting on their face. They're like, this is awesome. I'm like, okay.
I have a face routine now. I've been for a few years.
What is it?
Do you want to talk about our face routines?
Yeah.
You tell me yours.
If I don't forget to wash my face, I do go into the bathroom. I
Forget
wash
or
it.
too lazy?
It's both, a little bit of both. Because I'll lay down. I'm just going to lay down for a couple of minutes, and then I wake up with a full face.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Get it done.
Get it done.
Just get it done. Make the appointment. Do the thing. Text the person.
It
wash
feels
the
so
face.
much better. So for instance, today, I've been stressing over sending my Tesla back in because my lease is up. I want another Tesla.
You're so relatable.
Is this relatable?
It's talking about your business manager and your Tesla, and it's like
I promise you I'm relatable. If you look at everything that's going on in my life.
you
I'm
know the
relatable.
only way to the people.
Tesla, everyone has Teslas everywhere. Don't you think?
I mean,
Well, it's important that it's a Tesla because I had to go on my app to get a new one for the trade-in of the lease or whatever. You do it
Okay.
on an app.
I just drive a 2002 Camry.
A Camry. Camry's a good car.
I'm just joking, but I feel like people, what's his name? Will Forte, for years. I mean, at least this is when we filmed a movie, Futile and Stupid Gesture was 2016, and he was driving a 2002, I think, Camry, which was 14 years old, and he's
I like
very
when people
successful.
do that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, people's like, wow, you could tell he's a good guy. And it's like, I get that A to C there, but like, that's the inverse of like driving an expensive car. Oh, she sucks. He drives a Toyota Camry. He's the man. I just think it's an interesting way that people project people's character based on like how shitty people were to people who lost their homes for the people that
I
have
know.
money.
They don't care at all. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They don't care at all.
So if you want to relate to people, you have to just pretend that you
Well, the Tesla is very affordable.
have a bad car.
now.
Very what?
The Tesla is very affordable right now.
Okay.
No, it is. I just it's crazy. I was spending a lot of money on it. The first time I got it, it's because I sold out when I sold out my first weekend, I ordered a Tesla and I got a pair of Jordans.
That's awesome. Where was your first weekend?
It was in Utah at the,
West Jordan, Utah?
no, what is it called? Wise Guys.
Yeah, I'm playing there for the first.
Oh, it's
by the
the
time
best.
this comes out,
Keith Stubbs, the owner, is amazing. He's a comic. He's really cool.
I think I might be there this week.
You're gonna love him.
That this comes out, I mean.
Hopefully he comes in. Hopefully he comes in and sees you. He's cool as hell. He used to open for Joan Rivers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's
so he's
very
a comic, obviously.
Yeah, he's great. But and all of the clubs are good. And Utah, for some reason, is the best audience ever. I don't know why. Maybe because they're like repressed or they just escaped Mormonism, I don't know.
Do you do that? Like when you accomplish something, you buy yourself something? Are there any other times you've done
Well,
that?
I think I might not do that as much anymore because I don't want to run out of money. I just had my initial like, oh my God, I made money, and I just like spent it, and it felt good.
It's
but
nice.
I think now I'm like, I kind of see where it's like, oh, it's going to feel better to take that money, invest it in something, or do something else with it rather than have a thing.
Every season of television, every season of television, I bought some of like a series regular. There was 3, 4, 6 seasons of series regular
What'd you
television I did. The first one was Undateable. I was dating Jackie, and I had moved into a place. I became friends with Kristen and Dax.
Yeah.
Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard.
I met them with you guys once, I think, or maybe you weren't there. Jackie was there.
I don't know.
Ran into them
but
on the street with you
through
guys.
Jackie.
Yeah.
And I went to their house, and they had this bed, like a bed frame. And I'm like, I love that. And so I moved into a place, and I just had whatever I had from Walmart from 8 years ago. And I'm like, and we went to, Jackie and I, we went to
Pottery Barn.
Yeah, Pottery Barn. And I saw this bed there. I'm like, I fucking love it. And I didn't get it. I just loved it. Like Wayne looking in the window at the guitar. She will be mine. Oh, yes, she will be mine.
It will be mine. Oh, yes. It will be mine.
And then I booked Undateable, and I bought the bed. I remember it was $1,000 or so. And I remember asking Jackie, I'm like, this feels so gratuitous. I have a bed, She goes, get it. You're on a TV show now. You deserve it. I'm like, yeah. And I bought it. And so then the second season, I bought Hulk 181.
A mattress. What if you just didn't have a mattress?
I've been sleeping at the boards. When I moved to LA, I had
What's Hulk? What is that?
The Hulk 181, the comic book, first full appearance of Wolverine.
How much was it?
At the time, I bought it for $4,000 and change.
Okay.
I don't know what it's worth now. During COVID,
This is where the fires are scary, guys. Do you understand?
I keep stuff in a safety deposit box, which is still scary, but
really, do you go visit it?
Yeah, sometimes I get it and
go look at it.
Yeah, and I come if sometimes when I have collectors on, I'll bring it. And I have been a collector since I was a kid. That's why I got into these cards, and they're fucking awesome.
They're so cool.
And I know they're awesome because I collect. Like,
do you have an
mine.
Esther? Is there an Esther one?
There's a fair amount that we're working on. Esther is one of them.
Are you going to make fun of her in it or be serious?
No. I want the people to like it.
Yeah,
the Eric one, I just call him Mr. Potato Nut so much. It's like a running joke on this podcast.
Yeah. It's fun to make fun of Eric too, because I always go, come on, man. Like his reaction to being made fun of is always pretty good.
Maybe it's different with different people. For me, it's, oh, brother. Like, he rolls his eyes. I want to go back to talk about the collectibles in a second, but I also want to say that I think Eric Griffin is, including the Bill Burrs of the world, I think Eric Griffin is one of the funniest, consistently stand-up comics in the world.
He always has a new chunk of something he's doing. Yeah, he's great.
And I don't think people know that.
Yeah.
I don't think people know, if they haven't seen him do stand-up, how good his stand-up is.
He's really good. He smashes. The other night, I didn't hear his set. I could hear the fucking, it was crazy.
Before he figures something out, kind of like, in a different way, but Bill Burr's also like this. Although Bill Burr's at a level now where everyone is so excited to see him anyway.
Yeah.
But like, he might be doing some stuff where people are just a little turned off because he hasn't found the thing yet. And I've seen like Eric sometimes like, oh, the audience doesn't know how funny he's being right now. And then I'll see him do it just like the next day, and he figures something out, and then it's just demolishing.
Yeah.
I think I just got really excited talking about collectibles, and I'm feeling myself, maybe I don't need to talk about it.
You don't want to
so
get
much.
too excited?
Well, it's, I don't want to hijack
Well, I
this
like
podcast.
the thing, but I like that you're telling me. So then what was the third thing you got?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, first edition, 9.6 white page.
Okay. Remember when I was like, I don't think you're really a nerd? I'm pulling back.
There's 2,000.
This is a nerd culture.
There's 2,000 of them ever made. 1984, white pages, 9.6.
If there was a girl that you thought was cute and she knew all this stuff, would it make her cuter? Or would you be like, you're too into my stuff? Would you want to have that in common?
I am not someone who needs to have, we need to have a lot in common. I also am not.
You're not against it?
Not at all. No. If we want to play Magic together, that would be great. If she doesn't know what Magic is.
Do you play Magic?
I don't play as much as I want to.
Because you need to do it with people, right?
Yeah, but now people play Commander, which is a different format than what I like to play, what I grew up playing. But like, I've done it a bit, and there's like a cool community of Magic people out here. Post Malone's a big one. I met him once at this Magic thing. I I would do it more. The problem is I don't have a commander deck, so I'm borrowing other people's decks, and it doesn't feel the same. Like I built my deck. I love my deck. I want to play with it.
You got to get more shows. You got to build it.
It's just so many cards.
I know you
I
just
don't
have
wanna
to
learn
get
it
to be
again.
series regular on a lot of shows. What do you have? Are you going to New York to film something?
I want to get out of here, and I thought that I would just go and just film, just do shows and podcasts.
Right.
I'm in Philadelphia and Boston next month, so I'm like, I'll just maybe be there, but it's gonna be so cold.
I know. You get so spoiled here.
Let me tell you about that's Turtles comic, by the way, because a lot of the stuff that I buy are also like I've been buying and selling. I paid my rent for a while doing that stuff. I know what I'm doing. And I bought the Turtles one for $9,000, which was the biggest purchase I had ever made. It's my third season of television. My first two, I didn't spend any money. I was still living in the same place. I was still
That's
driving
like
the
how
same
much
car.
it costs to freeze my eggs. You could have had a little.
Yeah, but your
embryo.
eggs don't appreciate.
That's true.
How much could you sell those eggs for right now?
Well, I probably could. They're embryos. I could probably sell them.
Oh, congrats. Whose?
My fiance. What if they weren't
Great.
his? What if we broke up?
Yeah, could they take that out?
It was a big
Of
moment
course.
to decide that. I was like, I guess we're going to be together.
Do you have some eggs that are not embryoed?
We went all embryo.
Dude, you know what? I do. I think that what's it called? When you get a prenup. I think prenups make sense for some people, and that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. But what you just did, he could never ask for a prenup.
Yeah.
You know, that's like that's a big commitment.
It's crazy.
More so than having a kid with somebody. Because when you have a kid with somebody, they're the dad. If you guys end up breaking up, they're still, you guys were together when this was like, you might not use it until years after you guys, which probably won't happen. I'm just saying that idea. But anyway, the Turtles comic during COVID, it's not as worth as much now, but during COVID, every Collectibles
Really?
went crazy. Because people were at home. They had the people that had money weren't spending on other things.
Right.
They wanted to redo their houses because they were there a lot, and collectibles. And that's when Bitcoin had one of its. That's when it first broke to 60.
Are you in Bitcoin?
I got into Bitcoin in.
And you're still into it?
Yeah, I got into Bitcoin in 2017, when it was around $2,000. And then I've been buying and selling some Bitcoin.
Cool.
I got into option trading and stocks and stuff in college. I got into Magic cards, Pokemon cards and stuff in high school. And then Bitcoin in 2017. Like, I just like living that life.
I just wish that I had learned all of that shit. Because now I'm like, oh, I should make my money make money somehow. I never learned that.
Invest. Here's the best investing advice I got. Shout out to Cousin Teddy. Invest in the things that you use. If you go to Starbucks,
Right.
if you use Meta, if you use, anything that you use, invest in it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that Turtles comic, during its height, another comic of the same 9.6, but it wasn't white pages. It was off white pages, which is not as great of a rating, sold for $90,000. I was like, I know I should sell this right now because I think it's going to go back down.
But you felt attached to it? Is it because of the memory of having the show?
It's when I buy these things, I'm not buying them to sell them. I'm buying them believing that if I needed to, I can. It's a store of value, but I go and I look at them, and I love looking at them. I remember I used to go to Mr. Cards and Comics in Ohio. Shout out Eli. And I would go and I would look in the case. They have the cases that are see-through, so you can see all the cards. And I remember the first time I noticed something that was expensive was a Northern Paladin. It was $5, and I remember thinking, like, it's a piece of that's crazy. At the time, you could get a large Papa John's pizza for $5.
And are they going to let you touch it, or do you have to put on
You
gloves?
could touch it. No, you could touch it. I remember seeing a Black Lotus in the case for $400.
What is that?
It's the crown jewel of collectible trading cards.
Okay. Is it magic?
Yeah, it's.
I don't need to know more.
Yeah, I mean, some of them sell for close to. I think one sold for close to $1 million for one card, in a great grade. But like, and I remember looking back at those and like seeing those prices going up and up. But I was always priced out. When you make a little bit more money, now that $400 card is $1,200.
Right.
Blah blah blah. When I first moved to California, I had $10,000. I worked for a year, and my grandma had passed away and left me some money.
That was the move to California number.
10,000.
Yeah. My mom tried to offer that to get me out of the house. She was like, I'll give you 10 grand.
She wanted you to leave to California?
Because my dad and I were fucking around too much. We were having too much fun. We were causing a ruckus.
And your mom doesn't like that?
She just was like, I had no incentive to leave. My dad and I were like having a blast. So I was just like never going to leave.
I get it. I love going home.
It was my dad and I just have so much fun. He was retired. So we were like going to the movies.
Are you close with your mom?
I am, but my dad and I are just really.
And your mom and dad are still together?
Yeah. But she's like, I'll give you 10 grand to leave. And I was like, no. I like did the numbers. I was like,
That's so much money, especially back in the 70s.
I know.
So I moved into a place and I had no furniture. I got a mattress.
Okay.
No bed. That Walmart bed I didn't get yet.
Yeah.
I had a mattress on the floor and a blanket. That brown blanket right there.
Oh.
That's what I had from the very beginning. And then with the rest of my $10,000, $5,000 of it I used on buying magic cards.
Wow.
I bought 5 Black Lotuses.
And you think that was like a smart financial move, or was it
I ended
just
up
an
selling them and
impulsive-
made a little bit of profit a year later. If I held on to them, I'm not exaggerating. I bought, for those of you that know this, I bought a beta Black Lotus that came and they were wrong. It was actually alpha. And at the time, people didn't like alpha as much because the corners are more round, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, now they're much more expensive.
Yeah.
I bought an alpha Black Lotus for $800, a couple of unlimited ones, a beta one. One of the unlimited ones I got graded. It came back PSA 10. I mean, I ended up selling these cards between $1,200 and $1,700. I bought them between $800 and $1,200. I'm not exaggerating right now. None of those cards are under $40,000.
Wow.
Some of them are in the 6 figures.
That's so crazy, but it's so hard to hold on to them.
I needed the money. But that's why I think I don't want to, if I ever have to
Right.
sell something, but if I don't, also Turtles, I mean, come on, dude.
There's how many of them?
How many? Oh, 2,000 in the first edition.
Do you guys know each other, the people that own them?
There
Like
is a
message group?
Facebook
Yeah.
group of the turtle. Yeah.
Are they fans?
Who has? Oh, of me? I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know who I am.
You didn't like drop like a set in?
No.
Like, look at my crowd work from.
At the time,
Jeremiah's show. Can you
I
imagine?
wasn't doing stand up on the spot or surrounded.
Could be cute. Hey guys, I just want to let you know I do some stuff.
Yeah, if you
You
guys
should
want,
watch this episode with Annie Lederman. We talk about it a lot.
yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that. I don't think that's not. I'm not interested in that.
You want real, genuine.
I want to look at people's collections though. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
When I go to people's houses and like, do you know who Joe Manganiello is?
Yeah.
Did you know that he's a
I didn't
big
know
fucking
that.
nerd? I mean, he's one of the guys.
You're talking about the actor.
Yeah, the hot guy from Magic Mike.
I've been watching Deal or No Deal Island. I love this
Yeah.
man. He's so funny.
So he's the first time
Was
I played.
Sophia there when you went over?
No, they are.
They had already broken up.
They were when he came on my podcast. They were together.
Oh, he came on? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's when we became friends. And we were talking about he loves turtles. He loves the first time I played Commander was at his house.
But does he like actual turtles? I have a turtle.
I'm not sure if he likes actual turtles
Okay.
if they're not mutated
I
and
have
ninjas.
I have a regular turtle.
How big?
He's very little. He's gonna get bigger, but he's so cute.
What do
He's
you
a
do
little
with him?
We feed him and then we like hold him and he's little. We call him Turtle Tim after
Oh.
Tim Dillon. He's a little tiny Tim Dillon.
Oh, that's fun.
Very cute little guy. I was sad. If he would burn down, I would have been so sad. We have a lot of reptiles.
You didn't have anybody go.
We had someone check and stuff, but you know, if there's a fire, what are we gonna do? There's so many.
How many reptiles do you have?
Like over 20. There's a lot of snakes and
So interesting. You spend your money on snakes and
I don't.
eggs.
That's my fiance. He's the reptile guy.
Well, he might like Joe Manganiello's place because he has these awesome looking dragons mounted on the wall.
Really?
Yeah, because he's a big Dungeons and Dragons guy.
Oh my goodness. This is fun to hear.
That's
Do you
what
think Sophia was like, I can't deal with this anymore?
No, I'll tell you from experience. I mean, I don't know their personal life,
Right.
but that couldn't be it. I'll tell you from experience. In the relationships I've been in, I really am into a lot of nerdy shit, and I'm so into it. And the girls I've dated never were into it, but they told me, and I believe them, they really liked the way I was into it.
Yeah.
Like, I would show them stuff, and they would ask me questions about it, and I would love that they would want to ask me questions about it. It's just, passion is attractive, and if you're passionate about reptiles or football or magic cards, whatever it is, it's just like you're into something.
No, I like that my fiance likes reptiles. It's cute.
Turtles, snakes.
And then I like them. Yeah, we have a blue tongue skink. We got,
Wasn't that your nickname in middle school?
yes, purple tongue.
A skink or skank?
I was the purple tongue skank, but we have a blue tongue skink.
And what is a skink?
He's like a reptile. He's like this thick. He's this long.
Oh, now I know why you made an embryo with him. Will you send me pictures or videos of this that I could put up?
Yeah, I'll send you a bunch. Yeah, they're so
picture
cute.
with this?
They're so cute. They're adorable. I would never have given a fuck about reptiles, but I love them. I kind of like snakes because my mom was afraid of snakes when I was little, so I think to rebel, I was like, thought they were cool.
Interesting dynamic you have with your mom that is so different from your dad. Mm-hmm. And your mom jealous of it? Or she's annoyed by it?
I don't know. I think my mom's a little competitive with me with stuff, but...
Does she like your comedy?
Just
say
no, like she does. But I think once I started getting attention for it, she liked it. But I couldn't like run a joke. My dad, I can tell all my jokes, so he thinks they're hilarious.
So your mom doesn't laugh at you?
Not really, a little bit. Not much. She's kind of like...
Interesting. That kind of, I mean, I'm really reaching here, but you have one person in your family who's laughing at you and championing you.
Right, which is why I do comedy basically.
And another one who's a little jealous and doesn't.
Yeah.
And you do have very much like this vibe of like, you think you're really funny, this confidence, and there's also I don't know how to articulate what I'm feeling right now, but like it does make sense that like you had somebody maybe that you felt, whether or not she was, I don't know, but you felt holding you down. There is like a I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, what I felt outside at Swingers. Like somebody,
I just projected my mom on you. It was just Abby Lederman's face on your body, and I was like, "Listen, bitch, you're not going to tell me not to do my jokes." There is
a standing up for oneself is a very important, necessary thing, and then sometimes it's a fine line between standing up for yourself and just being stubborn. I also ride that line with stubbornness, and like that makes I'm taking way too long. But I'm like, I feel like I see you differently. Like, right.
My mom, there's a Zach Bryan lyric where it goes, I was raised by a woman who was hardly impressed, and I carried that shit deep in my chest. And I was like, got me. Because it is like, I think it was just like a constant trying to kind of get her attention. And she's a really good artist, and I can draw and stuff. So I would like draw pictures, and she never was like impressed by them. And then I'd like draw them better and be like, do you like them now? And she'd still be like, well, I'm not. I drew a hand. This was actually not even that long ago, but I drew a hand. I was drawing hands. I was drawing hands every day. I did it for like 3 days. I think maybe a full week I did it. But I went on family vacation while I was doing that. And we were sitting in like an Airbnb at the Jersey Shore or somewhere, wherever we were. And my sister-in-laws are like, oh my God, that's like really good. And my mom's like, I'm like, Mom, you don't think it's good? And she's like, it's fine. And I'm like, and my sister-in-laws are like, Abby, come on, it's good. And she's like, I don't know. It's like fine. So then I start to draw, and I make it like rise off the page. Like it gets so good. So it's at this point, it's a good thing that she's not giving me the attention. So I'm like, all right. So then I make it really good. And then my mom goes, yeah, I'm just like not really into photorealism. It's like not something that impresses me. And I'm just like, oh. But then I just stopped doing the hand. So that's where it ends up being like, But I think that's why I never really pursued art and stuff. But then my dad is really funny. And so we were always funny together, and he always laughed at my jokes. And so that's probably why. I mean, maybe I would have been a visual artist if my mom had been more.
Do you feel that you were giving your mom a hand, but she wouldn't give you one?
Yeah, give me a hand, Mom. I should have drawn. Maybe if I drew them clapping,
sure,
and it was her hands, she might have liked it if it was her hands.
Yeah, that's tough.
But it's like also fine. She called me like a little bit after that and was like, I was in my she does this meditation course every morning. She was like, I was in my meditation. I was thinking. I was like, I think my ego gets in the way of like me complimenting you sometimes. And I was like, oh, thank you. But then it's like, who cares? I'm not mad at her.
Yeah.
She's just adopted.
You're saying that's what you think that's what
I think
it is?
a lot of her issues are she just was like adopted, and she just carries stuff with her from that. And I forgive her. It's not like fun to stay mad at your parents.
Yeah. And also, did you feel loved by her, just not validated? Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's more important, but still like...
Yeah, it's just like, it was very eye-opening to me where I'm like, oh, I can see where my patterns are with stuff, where I don't follow through with a lot of things because I was really just doing it for my mom's attention anyway, which is even...
Like Trash Tuesday.
Yeah. My mom never told me she liked the show, so I had to leave.
I
think I followed through. It was 3 years we did, 3 years.
How is your relationship with them? Do you even feel comfortable answering that?
I mean, I would like it to be nicer, more close.
Well, tell them. They watch every episode.
No, I mean, I think it's just kind of like a breakup. Some people don't really want to.
I've had both with breakups.
Do you know what I mean?
I've had talking
because I kind of thought it might be better, it would be all right, but
Well, maybe after some time.
Maybe we won't talk about it.
Sure.
I can talk to you about it off.
It's interesting though because like you're here and I'm having a nice time with you and I really like them.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are really
I don't think
close.
there's any like that. Yeah, I know.
I changing the subject then as you're asking. I grew up very much from my mom thinking I'm hysterical.
Yeah.
My dad too, like I had to earn it from my dad more. But my mom really gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm so grateful for that.
Oh yeah. No, I think with my dad it was like that was like the most fun in my entire
Yeah.
life. And he's very mean funny, but it's so quick. It's like you can't get offended because it's so. He did this. My favorite of his jokes was I gained all this weight and it was like so real. I gained all this weight and it was like after college or
I
whatever.
remember. Oh, it was a while ago?
No, there's my manager's like going through my old sets and he's like, oh, I want to clip out this stuff from this one. And I remember which one he's talking about. I'm like, oh my God, I was like 40 pounds heavier in it.
AI it.
Skinny me up. But also it doesn't matter. I just don't want to be posting things that look old or whatever. But anyway. So.
Why? Just say, found this old set.
Yeah. Or just post it and not say anything. Nobody is paying attention.
I think if you look like you're in your
40
30s,
pounds of-
people will notice. It was a while ago.
30s weren't that long ago. A couple years ago.
Okay.
Anyway, I think if I didn't say I was in my 40s, I think people would think I was in my 30s.
Yeah, I think you could pass for
39, 38.
37.
I'll take it.
A lot
don't
of people think I'm 30. I guess maybe because I have a beard or something, I look older.
It's yeah, probably the gray hair. Do you dye it gray to look older? You don't, because people discriminate you for being under 30.
Well, I just because
being in your 20s is like, yeah, nobody wants to listen to you.
you know what's interesting? Girls prefer guys who are older, and guys prefer girls who are kinder. Have you noticed that?
No,
I have.
I don't. I've known a lot of guys that like a nice mean girl.
Oh, enjoy
nice
them.
Meanie.
You enjoy your mean girls.
I feel like maybe, I don't know. I dated older guys for a little bit, but then when you get older, the older guys are like, this is a little too old.
Right. So girls probably want a guy who's between 30 and 40 always, in her 20s and her 30s and her 40s and her
Right.
50s. If she's not already with them and getting older with them.
Yeah, because I dated a guy when I was like 35 who was in his late 40s, and it was too, and maybe it was his attitude because he was very like, kind of like life's over for me. Like he had this really bad attitude. And whenever I would say something like I was excited about it, he'd be like, well, enjoy it now. You know, time passes and you lose
You're
it.
dating your mother.
Instead of like, that's true. And that's true. And my friend told me I used to date my mom and then I would date my dad and then I'd date
Who
my
are you
mom.
dating now?
Todd isn't like any of them. He's sweet. He's just like
He's just a lizard king.
he's a lizard king. No, Todd's the best. I just never like, it's weird. It was a very easy thing.
Is he cold-blooded?
He's a cold-hearted snake.
Yeah.
We always listen to Paula Abdul, Cold-Hearted Snake. Have you met Paula?
I did.
Sweet.
I met her once at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, she goes to comedy shows. I met her at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I want her. I want to get her. I want to be her in my orbit more.
Call her.
I've DM'd with her. She's very sweet.
But
I feel like she'd be good on Take Your Shoes Off.
everyone would be good on Take Your Shoes Off because to take your shoes off, you're not a customer. You're say it with me. Your family. Yeah.
I think we should do a part 2 at some point because I feel like this is an
think we did it.
icebreaker. You're done.
No,
I think it'll be fun.
I'm
We'll be
joking.
funnier next time.
Sure. I don't remember. Do you get high?
Yeah,
You want to do a stoned one?
sure.
Yeah, I'll do it whenever.
A high one would be fun.
I find that podcasts are both a combination of the dynamic between the two people. And for me, since it's this podcast, I'm the host of it. I think that I have more of an influence on the energy than the guest. Usually, depends on the guest. But it's it's kind of like it picks up whatever the energy that I am in at that day, at that time is what it is. And I've been pretty low energy recently.
Well, it's a weird fucking time. Is it because of fires?
That adds to it. I've also just been a little bit low. I've been lonely and a bit sad.
Do you think just because you're not in a relationship?
No,
it's just happening.
No, I think
The old Santa Ana winds brought a little
Maybe.
sadness to our Ricky boy.
I've been sad for like a year.
Really? What happened?
and on.
Was there a thing that happened?
I don't want to.
We're in kind of like weird times anyway.
I also don't like for years I've been feeling that like I don't like thinking of this as a comedy podcast. It's a podcast with a lot of funny people a lot of the time, but I don't want to have a comedy podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. Sometimes you're not on.
Yeah.
Even Rick.
Sometimes.
Even Rick, guys. No, but I think I've realized like more recently, I'm trying to give myself a break because I was always so hard on myself. Like my only value is in being funny. So it's like if I wasn't funny, I'm like, what am I?
Oh, you're gross.
And then sometimes I'm also gross. Thank you. No, but sometimes, I got scared that your blanket was off. But yeah, sometimes, I don't know. I'm like, I have to just be like a human. I can't always be on.
Also, there's a difference between meeting people at a comedy club and then not. Like, so many of my relationships with our friends, 95% of the time we've ever seen each other has been before or after a set.
Yeah.
When you're in
Yeah,
this,
you're in the mode.
you know?
Yeah.
And then sometimes that dynamic translates over. Like when I have Adam Ray on, we almost always get high.
Yeah.
Like we know, like when I have Adam on, I feel like a friend's coming over, we're going to play.
Yeah.
We'll turn the cameras on, why not?
Yeah.
And then there's like, you have people on where it's more of a conversation. But usually, like we've known each other for years, and this is our first one-on-one
never hung
long-form
out.
conversation.
Yeah, we've never hung out.
So I do like the first one being like, let's just chat it up.
No, it feels good. I like getting to know you because I what I was saying before is like I really like, not that I was like anti-Rick or anything, but I just wasn't like, I just see you. I think you're so fucking funny. But something like switched where I was just like, oh my God, I just started finding you to be absolutely hilarious all the time. And I think before I was trying to like get in on the bits with you or something. There was just something
Do
I
you
wasn't
remember
like,
when it was? And I want to rephrase that question more specifically after.
But I
and that's
think the
not a
time where
blanket
I
statement.
really started like, I mean, I already, when you did Trash Tuesday, I think like there was some tension that was relieved, at least from my end.
Okay.
Because I just had heard through other people that you were like mad at me about something. So I was like, what is
By
this?
the way, I want to kind of qualify that. I don't remember exactly what it would have been, but the only thing I could imagine would be, it would have been Kalila or Esther asking me to come on when you're there. And I might have said something there like, whatever it might have been, like it would have been more like, is that a good idea? Because it wouldn't have been fuck her or anything bad. It would have been like, I don't know what the dynamic is, and I want to make sure that she's comfortable with it.
Worried for Esther to survive.
What's that?
It would have been hard on Esther to have both of us.
That's what the comments back when I used to read them. I still do, but not like I used to.
You know what got me to not care about comments completely? It was very recent. When what's her name's husband unalived himself, and then people were commenting the worst things, and I was like, oh, I can never pay attention to comments again.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, that is recent.
And people were writing just and I went, why have I ever cared about, obviously this is like the worst thing that's ever happened to someone, and they're just on her shit just saying the worst things. And I was
people are mean when they're anonymous. They're mean when they're not, but especially when they're anonymous.
I was in your face being mean.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was mean. I wouldn't say it was me because I didn't
But
think
I'm
of
a
you
little on the spectrum too. So I think that maybe I wasn't reading. I do try to read a room, but
you didn't
I
need to
definitely
read it.
never want someone to feel, I would never want, what you left feeling is not a way I would ever want someone to leave feeling.
I told you, I'm feeling this way.
Yeah, and I must have been trying to.
Also, that was unnecessary for me to rephrase. I was living back in that moment in a way where you're
you got mad
admitting
again?
something.
Yeah.
No, just I'm just like.
No, but it is hard. Sometimes you are like, fuck. But I just wish that I could like remember it. So, but I don't need to defend myself. Your feelings are valid, and I apologize.
But hold on, what were we just talking about? Oh yeah, so I
When you
do
used to read the
get people who a lot of people know who I am now because I've been on a lot of podcasts. The people that don't know who I am, I'm not talking about them right now. The people who know I am, there's the people that really like me, and then there's people who absolutely hate me. And I understand that I could be polarizing, as a lot of comedians can be. But something that has been happening is people have their minds made up about me before they know who I am. And that's what people do when they assume and project and have only seen somebody in a limited area. But like, the hate that people have for me, and other people have it. This isn't special to me. This is just what
Right,
I'm
right.
noticing. The people that have for me, I've noticed something, which is the things that they say about me. I'm like, oh no. Like it doesn't make me, I don't feel, it doesn't lower my self-worth. My feelings don't get hurt. I'm just like, oh, you think I'm left-handed. I'm not, I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
Like whatever. It's a bummer because I want more people to see and like
Of
what
course,
I do.
yeah, like us.
But it's fine. But what I've noticed is people have opinions of me. I get not just comments, but I get a lot of messages and even emails now of people who I think they're saying something nice. They kind of are. They really like what I do now, but they make sure to say not that I didn't know you before or I didn't get it before. It was I hated you.
Right.
They absolutely hated me until whatever the thing might have been. And I now write back on these comments and things like, hey, I'm being serious when I ask you, what could you tell me either what it was that changed your mind or what it was that you hated? Like, I want to understand because I don't think it's necessarily going to change the way I do things.
I think it's the puppet. I honestly,
what
when
was it
you
for
showed up with
you?
the puppet and the dog, I don't know. You showed up with the puppet and
the dog was only
I know, but you did the Trash
last year.
Tuesday was like a year and a half ago. So I feel like I was like, I wanted to be friends with you, right? But there was something, you weren't following me back. So I'm like, all right, if someone, and I was commenting. So I was like making
I don't even
myself
think I
aware.
knew you were following
But
me.
also it like doesn't matter or whatever. But I was like, okay. So
Maybe.
then it was more like, but then it would be like, if I remember you did this to me once where I came up, you were talking to like Esther Kalila. I think it was at Kalila's birthday party at the karaoke. And I went up to say something to you and you were like, you pulled $5 out and you go, take a walk or something like that. You did like a funny bit, but it's like, I
Take
can't.
a walk?
There was something like, and it's like kind of funny, but it's like, I don't get like to have like, there wasn't like we're fun together doing
Sure.
this thing. It was like, get away, here's a funny joke. But I couldn't, what do I do back? I wish I had 100. I could have been like, can I
Yeah.
stay? But it was
That
more
makes-
like
that
that.
makes
It was like
sense.
more of like not knowing how to like hopscotch in or whatever.
do you feel that either the dynamic with me and or in other times where you feel that way, do you feel it's competitive? Because the way
Maybe.
you're explaining it sounds competitive. And
Well, I
don't-
want to do jokes I want to be able to do jokes with you.
Right.
I want to play with.
And
I
what
wanna play
changed?
with.
The fact that I have a puppet
I
made
don't
me seem
fucking
less
know.
aggressive?
I don't know.
No, I want to. If you
It
hated
wasn't
me
that
and now
bad,
you
but I
don't
didn't hate
anymore,
you. I
let
didn't
me know
hate
why.
you. I didn't hate you. I'm just
talking
saying.
to them.
Oh, okay. They hate you. I mean, if they're watching and hate you, is that not? That's
But
a
people
win.
don't. But they don't hate me anymore.
I had people
I mean,
do
a
that
lot
to
of
me
them
too,
do,
but
but-
people do that to me a lot too. I think I'm polarizing. People be like, "I fucking hated your guts." Not
But
most
why?
of the fans.
What changed? Because I didn't.
My friends in college. I remember there was like one year, maybe it was sophomore year or junior, and they were like,
Well, which was it?
it was not freshman year because they all go,
Okay.
"Oh, we used to hate you when you first came here," and I'm like, you were my friends the whole time. It wasn't like I got a new group of friends. They're like, yeah, freshman year, you were so annoying. I'm like, you were my friend,
Right.
my friend group. So I definitely have that too. I don't know. Maybe it's whatever.
Yeah, people get so
It's kind of cool though that they're even deciding how they feel about us.
What's cool is now that I'm on the road, Ricky's on the loose, and I'm meeting people that like the podcast, and a lot of people tell me that they like it. Not just that they think I'm funny, but like they like the things we talk about and like they get something out of it. And it just, I haven't been doing this as long. I mean, stand up I've been doing as long as you. I haven't been on the road as long as you, as our peer. It feels awesome.
It's so nice. It's so good to meet people. And you do a meet and greet afterwards?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
usually, not
great.
always. If I have 2 shows, sometimes I don't after the first.
I know. I always feel guilty, but my meet and greets end up being really long. And then they're like,
know.
the show starts. And I'm like, guys, I got to go. And your voice does hurt. You're like, I'm
lose a little
so
energy.
tired. And you're still on when you're doing the meet and greet.
You got to be on.
Or isn't that funny if you're just dead when they meet you?
I did, I don't remember which show. I think it might have been Portland. One of the ones I did recently, I said something about like how sometimes people will talk to me after the show and they're saying stuff that I genuinely want to hear, but we have to keep the line going. So I feel bad, but like keep going. And then there's some people that are just drunk and like, I just go.
Right.
And I don't want to have to ride that wave. Could we just try one where nobody talks? But then that didn't end up holding. But I'm like,
They have stuff they want to say though. Yeah, no, I'm usually the one, I talk so much that usually they're like, we have to go. I'm like, oh.
yeah, just
they're like-
finally somebody's giving you a hand.
I'm like, oh my God. Do you like I'm just showing them my drawings. Do you like my drawing?
Do you like photorealism?
But it was that good that she thought it was photorealism.
Well, you'll have to send me that picture
It was
as
a
well.
fucking good hand. I drew a good hand.
What could we promote for you?
I'm on the road.
Punchup.live.
I know, I'm
Annie
going.
Lederman.
I'm going to get,
Can I put you on? He already said yes. Can I put you guys on text together?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we were supposed to, he said, yeah, we were supposed to talk like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Look at that. Making it happen. Yeah, I'm going to take from you what you said about just making shit happen, just getting stuff done.
Danny.
But I was saying, okay, about my Tesla.
I'm listening.
I fucked the front bumper of my Tesla up, and I didn't want to get it fixed until I had to return it because I was like, what if I fuck it up again? So I'm going to wait to fix it until I have to trade in the lease.
Sounds like you got all your shit together.
But then the lease comes and I'm starting to like, oh, I don't want to do it. I'm going to have to take it there, do this. It's going to be money. It's going to be this. So I start getting like nervousness. And this is like old patterns from before. I thought I had evolved out of this. But so I'm avoiding doing the appointment.
You don't want to fix your car?
But now my lease is up in a month. So now I'm in a crunch time. I think I'm addicted to maybe the adrenaline.
But why didn't you want to fix it before?
Because the lease was only like 6 months left. So I was like, if I crash it again, that's going to be annoying. So I'll just leave it all shitty.
I wasn't present. I was texting.
That's okay.
Got it. Okay.
So then, but today I listened to because I was having anxiety the night before. I listened to just an affirmations thing about like positive thinking and stuff. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to get a new Tesla. Rather than thinking of the old one, I go, everything I do, the steps to get rid of this one and fix it will bring me a new car that's cheaper too.
And that's going to fulfill you?
What? The car? Well, it's going to fulfill this one thing that I have to deal with because I'm in the contract. I got to return the car no matter what.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see.
We will.
But
and if you want to hear about how that goes, we'll have to check out episode 2 with Annie.
Go to annielederman.com/shows and you can see me. I'm going to be in Norfolk, Nebraska, February 14th and 15th. And then a lot of other dates coming up. I'm going to be in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm going to Philly as well. I'm going to be doing Helium. I'm going to Toronto.
When are you going to be in Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, March 27th. On my way to Toronto. And then I'm going to be in La Jolla. I think I'm filming my special maybe if I'm still doing that.
I think I'm there March 2nd.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would get you tickets, but it's sold out.
It's sold out already. That's exciting. That's so fun. It feels so good.
And also to go in front of a room of sold out people who like not only know who I am, but like don't hate me.
Right.
You know, it's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Well, because, okay, what I was saying before, when they would do like the 6-show weekends and stuff, no one had a fan base at that point. And then they would paper. So then you'd have all these like random people where they're giving them free tickets and they fucking know nothing about you and you have to win over these strangers. It's just such hell. So it's so nice to switch over to
But
the fans.
it's good to win over people too.
It feels good.
I just feel like that's what we've been doing for so long now. I know how to win them over. Let me have a couple shows where people like they already like me. It really is a different thing.
Yeah, because you don't want it all the time because you don't want to get sloppy.
That's why I like doing shows in town.
Yeah.
They don't know who I am. A few people do.
How did you, was there a pop when you came out on Anniewood and Friends? I feel like we probably have crossover fans.
I don't think I've ever been on.
Anniewood
you
and
mean
Friends.
your show? I was thinking.
I want you on my podcast. Obviously, when you can do it.
Was there a pop? What do you mean by a pop?
Like when they came out, it was like, oh my God, it's Rick Glassman.
I don't know. I never know.
I
The only way
was.
I ever know is if they know is if like they message me before or after or come to me there and say, hey, I came for you. I never know.
Right.
But it was a
Came for
great
you?
show. What'd you say?
Came for you.
Oh, nice.
He's doing a bit where, well, you'll go see him live. He'll teach you something.
It'll benefit the men and the women. Would you
Listen,
agree?
I would say, I think I like that single people come, but I think if you come in a couple, you'll learn and you'll be excited. You'll be happy with what you learn.
Yeah.
And you'll laugh.
At the end of the day, what else can we do but learn and laugh?
Learn and laugh, and you'll see what we're talking about.
All right.
All right. We're
I'm
just
going to
get
take
out
a
of here.
Polaroid of you.
I'm going to take your dog.
Theme music. No, you're not.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.